All right, let us begin. So, to give a little recap as to what we did last time, the siege of Maritka had begun. The pirates had assembled their fleets. Nearly every single hand being summoned, every single ship being used in the siege to ensure that it is a stalemate. However, the city's defenses are still active, the net blocking any magic, the ballistal salvos at the ready, and the arcane mortars primed to unleash destruction. However, our party, in the form of Rowena Mist and Mask, have assembled their specialists, made quite the devious plan, contacted someone who owed them, and got the Grim Accord to assist. They have snuck into the city under the guise of a merchant caravan bringing magical goods and fresh produce. With that, they went into the city, and for the majority of the first day, they were frankly busy selling stuff because people were clamoring for their goods. But in the meantime, y'all did scouting, found out a little bit about the situation of the city, and learned that everything's fucked and everything is terrible because the city is like Yarnum and Bloodborne right now. It's not great. But with the end of the first day, more plans began to be set in motion, and the dawn of the second day rose, of which there was a very interesting beginning to this day, as the crowds in the streets and guards alike seemed to part and look frightful as a massive black hound, looking like a Great Dane Doberman mix with the shiniest, sleekest black fur and these bright green eyes. Of which Mask learned is Flood, the elder black dragon that y'all busted out of jail during the Bloodbath Bay Buccaneers adventure. So, with that, I'm gonna go poke my nose into my Spotify for some music that we can listen to during the session. And, well, what are y'all doing? The floor is open to you.
I would actually like to see if, does Mask tell, do I know that's Flood too?
Well, we
I
can
can tell
choose.
you.
Do y'all want to literally pick up right after Mask basically had that conversation with Rowena or with Flood, and both of y'all are still technically frightened, or do you want it to be like 30 minutes later when y'all have sort of gotten your heart rate down and can communicate more effectively?
30 later.
Okay. Then yeah, that's Flood.
Okay. I was gonna actually see, because Flood's very powerful. I wonder if, like, Mask, could you ask her if she'd be willing to take down to actually take down those, what is it, the ballistas? Or whatever they are?
There's
And then
there's the arcane mortars and the ballista
mortars.
salvos.
I was gonna say, like, if she can target the mortars and make a fuss, we can go about looking for the source of the net. Oh, Split, you're muted.
We could also tell her to kill the net, but I don't know if she'll know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. We can ask her about that, and then if not, then because I'm very sure from what we learned from the scouting, the source of some of this is gonna come from that cathedral,
Yep.
and it's most likely that since it is pretty magical in nature, it'll be the net being possibly controlled from around there.
Well, I do want to remind you, because y'all have several lieutenants with you, one of which being Sasha, the Hobgoblin Divination Witcher, the Hobgoblin Divination Wizard. Wow, I messed that up big. And they are currently, they informed Mask that they are building a scrying ritual right now, and it'll take till about, like, around noon, and then once they finish their scrying ritual, they think they'll know where the net is.
Okay. Is there any way to have, I know it's two different magics, but is there any way to have Cress help her out with the ritual?
Yes, this is possible because druids have access to scry, so and are ritual casters, so that can speed it up a little bit and
Okay, because he
make.
does have Scry active on him right now.
Okay. Good. Then that will definitely contribute to the ritual and make it go a little bit faster and be a little more precise.
Bet.
Man, I really can't decide what music I want to use right now. You know, I think I know what it is now. I think I know what I'm gonna pop on here. There we go. Do. Hopefully this will work. Music commands. There we go. Alright. Now that we got some proper background music, who does Rowena talk to Flood, or does Mask try to telepathically connect to Flood?
Oh, Mass, that's up to you. I know, like, you telepathically connected last time, but if you don't wish to do that, then I could approach her.
I'll telepathically connect to be more discreet.
Okay.
There are very few minds that truly feel like they can overwhelm your own, even as you are psionically capable, but this Elder Black Dragon clearly immediately knows you're here and is in total control of her own mind. But you just feel like the dog doesn't move its head when it looks, but you can tell, like, she knows you're here and she's paying attention to you.
I give the bow as always.
Of course.
So even in mental shenanigans, I bow and ask if Flood would be willing to join us in a little bit of destruction, so that we may bring even more destruction to these people.
Oh, why else do you think I'm here? This siege. Oh, it will be so delightful to revel in the destruction of this town. I'm here to add a bit more chaos when things properly break out.
Do you want to help us with starting that breaking out?
Well, I could, but I'm waiting for a certain someone to show their head. 'Cause I want round 2 without distractions from outside parties, and you hear just this, like, deep draconic snarl. And you see an image projected of a golden dragon.
Well, I'm glad to know that you will be keeping them busy.
Oh. He's not going to be able to ignore me when I rear my head. So make sure it's obvious when you plan on starting some chaos, 'cause then I'll draw his attention.
Rowena kind of pokes Mass and says, make sure she knows, well, she's probably way more powerful than it, but make sure she knows that the Angel of Hate has been on the rounds.
Okay, it's super weird. Rowena says that to Mask, like, whispering, and Flood responds to you, Mask, in your head, as if she heard what Rowena just said.
Yeah, Mask wasn't even gonna think about saying it, because Mask is like, Flood's smart enough to know this.
She's just perceptive enough.
Well, I figured, but...
She's got some nutty fucking modifiers, y'all. She's an Elder Dragon. But she just says, oh, I'm aware of it. It's why I'm investing significant power to remain as hidden as I can. As, like, you just look out at this massive black hound sitting in front of a statue that everyone is avoiding. Even the guards are avoiding it, because they're so terrified of it. But even still, like, like you said, it's been about 30 minutes. Like, no squads are showing up. Like, it's weird. Something of this degree in a normal city would definitely, like, get the attention of the local constabulary. But it seems that this aura is just preventing anybody from fucking with her or getting near. And maybe, as she said, she's investing a lot of her power just to sort of be here and not be noticed.
Gotcha.
But she does have another comment about the Angel of Hate, which she says, yes, I've seen it, smelled it, and I can feel it fueling me almost. And there's this, like, guttural sort of, not guttural, satisfied sort of, like, bellow, almost. This rumbling of a draconic throat that just emits sort of satisfaction. I'm sure Galil is feeling it as well. For I know the hate flows through him more than nearly anyone else in this city. And yes, I'd be careful as the hate angel, like, goes over the portion of the city that you're in. And, like, there's, like, a chill that runs up your spine. You sort of both of you stand up straight, as it's almost like nerves are just being, like, plucked and pinched at. But then it passes over. It says, it seems like it's just having fuel thrown on the fire constantly. I know it's loving this situation. But if you intend to make a proper signal for the start of this, inform me, and then I'll know exactly when to spring.
We'll be taking down the net surrounding this place.
Good. It was annoying getting through that.
Yes, it was. We need a lot of planning.
But for now, I think I'll go. I think you have an incoming message. And as she retreats, Rowena actually is, both of you get sending messages from your ship. The first one I will just give to you, Rowena, because it's a short one. It's a report from Steve, actually. And it just says, be wary of the angel. Quickly its power grows, and it will sweep the city more. Keep your head down. You can't respond.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, okay.
No, I mean, that was the response. All you wanted was to thank him. And shortly after, Mask, you get a report. That is, everything for the moment seems normal. But nobody has seen Steve since he gave his last report. And that seemed to be a while ago. Red seems to have drank most of the Trace Gabos after starting a drinking match with Prince. But that situation seems to be handling itself.
That's poor. That's unfortunate for Prince, considering that Trace Gabos is made for goblins, so obviously Red has the advantage.
Well, he's also a fucking bloodweaver and made himself immune to poison, so it was basically just a nonsensical drinking contest where Red was basically not able to drink anymore, but Prince barely... Actually, hold on, I gotta roll for him. And eventually, after nearly all the Trace Gabos was drank, he just, boom, fell on his back and just went to sleep.
That is gonna hurt in the morning.
Yup.
Yeah, he's still passed out on the deck, apparently. But, his Prince has been woken out of, stone cold blackouts before and killed like a dozen men, so you're not that worried about it.
Oh, no, I think it'll be fine. It's just gonna hurt.
Yeah. The final part of it is apparently Umbrelon seems worried as they are muttering about things they saw in the stars last night. But the message is too short to provide any more information.
Wait, Umbrelon's Pyro Man.
Wait, Umberland's Pyro Man? I thought Cress was
Yeah,
Pyro
Chris. No. That's why Chris came with us, because he's the scryer of the druid side. That's why he's helping with the thingy thing.
Man. Hold on. I gotta fucking look at my goddamn notes to see. That is true. Then redacted on that slightly, but Cress will come to you, Rowena, and like express that like they saw things in the stars last night and they are worried.
Okay. What did you see?
I need to give them a couple of rolls real quick. Dang it! Stop catching the dice. I get it, Mimic. You eat things. This dice keeps rolling nat 20s. It's apparently this is a lucky dice. Then again, Maddie gave it to me, so of course it's a fucking blessed dice set, considering her.
They're your blue ones?
Yeah, they're blue. But Maddie is also the single luckiest D&D player I have ever played with in my entire life. That girl rolls more fucking natural 20s than anybody else I've ever met. It's ridiculous.
Tell her to hook a fellow girl up with some good dice. My rolls are shit. I love it.
But anyway, with that natural 20, they say, "It is not what I saw, but what I did not see. Stars that should have been there were gone. Clouds that I thought were not there block my vision. The night was dark and cold and lonely." And like you can see, like, am I wrong in saying that like Umberland's pretty chill normally? Like they're pretty, or no, not Umberland. Cress is they're a pretty, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're the hippie stoner. Normally they are very
they're like
relaxed,
super chill.
and you actually see them unnerved right now.
What do you mean? What should have been there? Can you explain a little further?
I'm gonna need Rowena to make
Insight.
No, hold on. Let me actually look at the skills, because this might be multiple checks that you have to make to
Okay.
try to figure out what they said, because they rolled the natural 20. So, hold on, I'm just pulling up your sheet to look at skills, because I forget all the skills that exist.
You good?
Okay, I will give you... You're probably gonna roll nature, because that's what you're actually proficient in. But...
Okay.
Yeah, just give me a nature check, because I think that's... I was gonna say, like, Arcana or Insight as well, but... nature is your highest roll, so I think you're gonna go with that one.
Here we go. 15.
Okay, a lot of what they tell you is like... It's astronomy, basically. It is the study of the stars and the patterns that they hold in the sky. And while Rowena knows some of this as necessary as a captain to navigate the seas, you're not the navigator. You don't have, professional expertise in this, which is where Cress has this. And so a whole lot goes over your head, but what you're able to basically interpret is that normally when they basically look at the stars and for scrying, for power, for, just general stuff, they're able to look at the constellations and where they are in the night sky and where other stars are in relation to them, and be able to determine things about, like, the time of the year, weather, tons of druid nonsense that you don't really understand because you're not a magic caster yourself. But what seems to be determining is that lack of information that they're used to having.
So, like, literally the stars fucking disappeared. Or they changed completely overnight.
They disappeared, or they weren't able to see them for some reason. Like, they can't even really ascertain it. They think it might have to do something with, quite frankly, divinity. Because there's so much divine energy just surging through this town right now that she thinks, I keep forgetting that Chris is a he. My bad.
Yeah.
He thinks that there is divine interference with their ability to observe the stars.
Ooh. All right, look. Go ahead, do what you need to do. Clear your head. And yeah, this is gonna be a bit rough because we might be going in blind, at least by the scrying side of things. On your end, we're gonna hope that the ritual brings more results, but yeah, the Angel of Hate might be screwing with a lot of stuff. It has a lot of power built up right now. There's a lot of hate going down in Maritka right now.
They nod sort of slowly and affirmatively, and they're digging around in a barrel, and they pull out a bottle of rum. It's like, I will need this. Opens it. Give me a con save for Cress as they're getting day drunk.
A lot. Well, actually, no. She takes the bottle away from them,
No!
digs around in their bag, and pulls out like a fat blunt, and then puts the bottle back in their bag.
Oh, thank you. I had just run out, and they grab that, and they just... I'm gonna go help Sasha with that ritual, and they just stick the blunt in their mouth and walk over, and Sasha's like slaps him a little bit to like, because they have a very, as a wizard, you know, they have very noodly arcane things that they go about, so they're basically just telling Crest to like, put this gem here, powder this material for me, and spread it in this circle, and giving them more general instructions to assist. As Cress tries to de-stress from the worrying information that they did not seem to find.
Yeah, and Rowan, I'll pass on that knowledge to Mask as well, and just let him know, like, yeah, we're seeing some real powerful god shit here. We're gonna have to take things like really, really carefully.
All right. Oh, actually, hold on. I almost forgot one thing. There is another sending message that is sent to you, Rowena, and this is from Nihilus, actually.
Oh, nice.
And because she's able to give a much more, like, she has magics to give you huge sending messages, not just short ones like your crew does.
Yeah.
She informs you that the siege continues. They don't notice any disturbances in the deep where their artillery is being kept, nor in the shallower waters where a lot of their main forces are, which is good. But unfortunately, there is an update from Warsh, who has been fending off dwarven ships from the wall. He didn't fare too well against a pretty big batch that was sent, but then managed to destroy a smaller batch that was sent right after. So, unfortunately, it's basically only his flagship out there, because he had to send his fleet back to get repaired. So, for the most part, Warsh's troops, like, his forces are retreating back to Bloodbath Bay. And only his flagship remains to be able to counter ships from the wall, which, based on the reports that he gave, the damages to his flagship, most of that he's going to be able to repair, but if some serious forces start coming today or tomorrow, then there's going to be some problems, and he's not sure how long he's going to be able to hold. So, basically, this is Nihilus reminding you, like, you're on a time limit. Let's get going. Warsh, if Warsh falls and he's dwarven fleet ships are able to come, then the siege will break, and it's not going to be great. But that concludes her report. Did you? I mean, because it's a more advanced sending, you can. It's more of a conversation can happen. So, do you have anything to ask her?
Well, out of character, just so I can get an idea of the dwarven vessels, how would they fare if, in the meantime, we were to send our ship, or no, wait, our ship's at the bay,
Our
like,
ship-
just kind of, they're in the
Our
city,
crew would
okay,
get
so never
wrecked.
mind.
Our crew would get wrecked.
Do you want me to give you like a very real-world accurate comparison as to y'all's ship levels versus the wall? Y'all's boats are made of wood. The wall's vessels are made of metal, and basically like modern US aircraft carriers. They are massive, unbelievably tanky vessels, and there are even the least impressive dwarven vessels from the wall are made out of metal and have 10 times the defensive capabilities as a moderate to advanced normal ship that the pirates have. And if they were to send an actual full-scale fleet that is properly reinforced, it would be a bloodbath between them and the pirates. And frankly, it would involve the pirates retreating as probably Terror just bombards them with her Hellfire mortars to do as much damage as she can. And even then, it wouldn't be enough to fully stop them.
Gotcha. Okay, then I just kind of say to Nihilus, all right, we're on it. We're getting a plan set in place right now and scrying to see just what we can see on the inside, and then the chaos will start.
Good. Be careful near the docks. I can smell the draconic bastards from here.
Very well. Thank you for the heads up. I'm just gonna close the sending stone and put it back in her pocket. Okay. She kind of gets to the mask and says, all right, our plan is gonna heavily rely on what we learn from the scrying, but Flood is waiting for a certain dragon to show their face. And that might be the distraction that we need to go about sneaking in and really disrupting the Church of Hate and causing chaos. But if we have any sort of, I feel like explosives placed around the city or something that we can set off, then that might stir up enough chaos just in general to kind of mask our presence a bit and let us go through.
I've already been working on that.
Squib will give you actually a report.
I've taken the liberty to have Squib do his job.
So the first, see, here's the thing. This is a whole fucking city and they're one person. So they managed to find a couple of locations in the religious district in particular that are probably going to be the smartest for them to sabotage, considering a lot of the, let's call it militia, aka the blood-crazy pirate lynching mobs that are wandering around the city are mostly in that area, and they have found a couple of locations to sabotage. They haven't done anything in the civilian quarters because there's not really a purpose to putting stuff there, and they're willing to go and do, like, actually start sabotaging in the military district mask, but like, I'm gonna have to roll for them, basically. And they'll
I'm starting to set up military ones, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give him that roll. Lucky son of a bitch! That was a 19 on the die, and he's a fucking rogue.
Good.
Alright, by the way, that will probably occupy, because of that roll, they are going to busy the entirety of this day. But they will be able to set up multiple points in the military district where they can collapse buildings to sabotage and prevent stuff like that.
But Mask just goes on, yes, I've been having Swift do his job, so I took the initiative to get him to start setting stuff up already.
Alright. That's them. So what, you still have other, well, hold on, who all is left with you? Sasha and Cress are currently doing a ritual, guarding the ship. Okay. So with that, y'all basically have a few hours until Sasha completes her ritual. Is there anything that y'all want to try and achieve in those couple of hours?
Here, you go first, if there's anything you want to do.
I would like to go buy some oil.
Easy enough. How much oil? Just I'm curious to the volume.
Enough that I can block more of the ritual, and enough to set a few key buildings on fire.
So you just want a couple of barrels to give y'all more of a secluded space in the market district that y'all are in, and then a bunch of it to actually set stuff on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, easy enough. I'm not gonna worry about you spending the money on it because you technically have been getting money from selling all the goods that you had.
Yep.
By the way, there is not much left. There will not be any goods left for y'all to sell by the 3rd day, and Irie, notably of the Grim Accord, Irie is going to continue to be sort of the merchant, so y'all can do stuff. And continues to, be the charismatic seller of goods. And they're having their goth elf, who is very upset about not being able to be goth right now, as they're just in, like, a standard plate mail and greatsword, and not their proper shadow-laced armor. Her as security and Irie as a salesman, that is all y'all need to be at the
I'd tell her to cry about it, but, she probably would.
You say that, and completely flat-faced, just dark tears just sort of start going down their face.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Staring at you.
Mask puts a flower in her hair. Mask actually goes out of his way to make, a little flower wreath, a little flower crown, put it on her head, be like, "You look so pretty."
Roll a persuasion check.
Give me a second, I gotta find my character sheet. Let's see. Not mounts companions.
Meanwhile, Rowena squints around the corner. Lol. See.
Where is...
Out at all. Okay.
There it is. 23.
23. Roll me an insight check. As there doesn't seem to be much of a reaction initially, but, okay, they rolled low enough. You definitely amuse them enough to where they're not gonna do anything, and you swear you see a little bit of a blush, but it could be your eyes messing with you. That real pale skin is getting kind of sunburned in all of this direct sunlight, So you're not sure, but...
Mask sees this and goes, "Also, do you need some sunscreen? I wouldn't want to harm that very precious, delicate skin."
At that, they sort of, put their nose up a little bit, and, the blush clearly grows as they throw up more of a hood and, get in the shade. Being a little goth, edgy girl.
Mask, the performer as always. Performer and very, very skilled entertainer. Knows when to leave when he is one, and will continue to walk away and do his job.
Alright, so, while they, by the way, the orc assassin and the gnoll, you have no idea where they are. They fucking, you didn't even see them when you woke up. They're just gone. But you know that they're probably just doing preparation stuff for the Grim Accord's plans, and they're just here to help you out, so they're probably investigating the arcane orders.
I inform Irie of the military quarters and the fact that we are planning to set up a few key, fires.
She gives you that classic Irie cruel smile. And
along with some bombs and other stuff to slow down any traffic that might head towards you guys.
Oh, well, big smiles on her face. Thank you. That will make our plans go much more smoothly. By the way, by around the time that your strange goblin finishes their ritual, I believe my boys should be back and I should be able to give you a proper report on what our plan is.
Glad to hear.
Hey, is this oil 2 for what? Oh,
not for sale.
No, hold on, I got this. Hello, what do you need? And she just goes back to being the classic, salesman.
And she does that, I'm speaking in her head, like, also, if you need to go out, don't forget I can control that, cart.
She responds, a couple of guards are giving some suspicious looks. I want to maintain this until at least all of our goods to be sold, and then I want us to disappear.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna...
Don't forget, we have reservations at that one place.
Exactly, I intend for me and... God, I keep forgetting her fucking name. The elf lady, the goth elf, we're gonna disappear into that tavern, and we're never gonna come out, conveniently.
Good.
With that perception check, by the way, Jose,
I think I rolled a 14. I actually don't know whose character sheet I went on, so I like switched the character to make sure, and then went on the sheet again and clicked it.
here's the thing,
I
neither of us
worded
succeed.
myself out. Okay.
Aurelia tells you this. I can smell slightly things in the city of draconic nature, but each scent is powerful. I'm not sure that there is a hatchery in this area. Mostly because I don't think there's enough proper dragons to start one. Or, more accurately, and she looks out to the docks where a bunch of pirate ships are at siege, if there was something that would have been extracted from the city immediately upon the siege starting, it would have been dragon eggs.
Well, that's good at least. A little disappointing, but good. At least they're away from all of this. Thanks for checking on it.
No problem. It's strange, like, especially after yesterday and with the encounter with the hate angel with her, she is, like, nervous, looking around trepidatiously, like her little golden head poking out of your scarf all the time, like being a little sentry for you. And they're very much expending a lot of their power to remain hidden right now. Like, they're focusing on just being a little wormling in your scarf and nothing else.
You okay?
The city is about to explode. I'm just waiting for it.
Yep. I totally understand. What you were faced with yesterday must have been really frightening. I know we all felt it, but not as much as you.
She seems to grit her teeth and look at the sky angrily. I just want this to be over with. I hate this town.
Well, I can tell you this much. The more hatred that you possess, the stronger that angel seems to get. Focus your efforts on critical and rational thinking first, and then we can attack with our emotions.
She, like, they just take several deep breaths and they try to spend the next several minutes just centering themselves because they seem frazzled.
Rowena tells her to... Well, actually, she looks down at her and says, "Do you need something to help you relax?"
Digs around in your coat pocket, finds another blunt. Don't worry, this will barely do anything to me. And then this tiny little wormling starts chuffing on a dart.
Yeah.
It's comically large in their tiny little hands.
Oh my god. Alright, please don't catch my scarf on fire.
Oh, you know you know this was made to be fire resistant as, like, smoke comes out of their nose.
Ah, true. And, how long is it going to take for the ritual to be finished?
At this point, it's gonna be, like, another hour or two. So it's kind of a lot of downtime in just sort of waiting for information to come back to you. But in the meantime, hold on, I gotta look at my notes real quick because there was a specific order of operations here. Mask and Rowena, both of you give me wisdom saves.
Okay. Lord. Okay, I'm back as Rowena now.
Oh.
I would like to use inspiration.
I do that.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Hold on, did y'all actually both just...
20.
Hold on. I gotta pull out something here.
Dang,
I gotta pull out something here. Checks on something.
that double crit failed though.
You said 20?
Yes.
22 on my end.
I was asking for one. I know you got an at 20. Wow.
Yeah, and I just got a flat 20.
Okay.
It was not a nat.
So I have good news and bad news.
Oh, Lord.
The good news is you passed the wisdom save, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is now I need you to roll another one.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
But the good news is...
Hey, 24! 21!
21.
Hey!
Y'all lucky pieces of shit just passed both of the saves.
Good.
All right then. Okay, hold on. I need to take a little moment to scribble here.
Scribble bibble. This is take a good look. This is the only time I'm gonna be rolling good.
Those are really important rolls to roll well on.
Yay.
Okay, wow, that was... Okay. Well. Moving on then. I just, as a final opportunity, any last things y'all want to do in like the hour or two before this ritual finishes?
Nope.
Let me see something here. Corrosions. Manacles. Land, wander, counterspell, magic missile. Nope.
Okay, then a couple of hours pass, at which point Sasha completes the scrying ritual. And they call both of you over, and because they are a divination wizard, they can basically show you, like it's on a screen, what they are seeing. Because they are divination wizards. They can do way more with scrying rituals than normal people. With that, she's like, come here. Captain Rowan, Captain Mist and Mask. There's much for me to show you. And you come over and you look at the ritual and there's just nothing. There's just black. You see? This is exactly what I thought I would find. Nothing.
Nothing?
Exactly. Because, of course this area is guarded with anti-scrying. At which, and they zoom out, and the black slowly recedes until you see the military district. And eventually, as you know, the whole scene comes into sort of view, you see an unassuming building. Like, this could be literally like a random slate gray storage house. This could be just a minor barracks that's for when other barracks are more filled. Like, you would not have suspected this building to be anything important. But, because this is her scrying ritual, you see these magical threads going into this one building. All converging on this one area. And Sasha explains, you see, I knew that it was going to be warded against some of the most powerful and potent of scrying magics, so I centered it on it, but I modified my ritual to be able to see everything around it as well. As there's always a physical limitation on how much is being blocked from scrying, and everyone forgets the walls. And this
So we found it by process of finding what was hidden.
exactly. And clearly, as she spins the camera a little bit and shows you several of these threads, this is also clearly an extra-dimensional place. I am already sensing more magics and matter in this area than should be capable. And based on Cress's help, and it cuts to Cress basically sitting on a bunch of bags of flour and grain with a joint in their hand, I was able to tell this is not only is this clearly a wizard's tower, but this is a dragon's lair.
A dragon's lair. Do you see what color the dragon is at all?
Nope. They say with a smile on their face. But if I were to make an educated guess, I need to make a roll for
A gold
them.
dragon?
What?
The gold dragon?
Wait, we assume it
no.
is.
No,
no?
not the gold. My bet would be silver.
Silver.
Based on what Flood said to the both of you. Oh, sorry, I was listening in. Based on what Flood said to you and the reports that Nihilus gives, I guarantee that the gold and the bronze are on the docks. And the silver is the one who actually does all of the enchantment. Although Hayes had made that guess several years before, so I'm operating on that information as well. I'm looking at you, Mask.
I think we should let Flood know of what we found.
However, they will sort of move the scry screen around, and you'll note that this is actively patrolled. Not to a degree that you would have been suspicious of it, it's got so much, extra military presence that doesn't make sense for this area. In fact, it's the opposite. It is exactly the amount of military presence you expect, which is enough that you will need a distraction to get into this building. It does not matter what your stealth score is, frankly. There are too many active eyes and ears and magic people, frankly, in the area that you will not be able to sneak up to this building unless you have a distraction which pulls people away.
Yes, and that is why I think Flood should be our first offensive here. If we tell her the locations of all three of those dragons, then she can choose which one to go after first. And have her fun.
Split, you're muted.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said-
most of it.
I said, yes, and this is exactly why I think we should inform Flood of this and let her be the first offensive. Because as soon as we tell her where those dragons are, she can have her fun, and then all eyes will be on her, and we will be able to sneak in. Or should be able to, at least.
Just in terms of me pointing out options, you do also have the explosives that have been planted and the Grim Accord as additional ways to cause distractions.
Well, I was thinking Flood goes first, and then that already starts an uproar, and then the bombs get set off, causing an even bigger uproar, by which time we're already, sneaking in. And then the Grim Accord help us with flanking the Church of Hate and stuff. Or actually, no, sorry, the Grim Accord will be taking down those,
The mortars.
Yes, I keep wanting to call them ballistas.
Well, there are ballistas. There's the ballista salvos that are just for the ground troops, and then there's the arcane mortars, which are for anti-fleet stuff.
Yeah, they can take down the mortars first, and then work on the ballistas, assuming things go well with the mortars. Because that'll be the first step is, you can't get ground troops in without your fleet coming in first. What do you think, Mask?
I want Flood to be prepared for the gold dragon. So I don't want to use Flood for this, if only because the amount of magic and eyes there, with Flood walking by, might cause a problem. And also because I need them to be ready for that gold dragon, because if that gold dragon tries to intercept us, we'd have a problem.
Well, actually, are either of you proficient in history? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Give me a roll. Only if you're proficient. There'd be no way that you would know if you're not proficient.
23.
I'll say that.
Not I.
So here's the fun fact. This gold dragon is not the original gold dragon. There was another gold dragon that was a leader at some point, but they died. Probably from an excursion to the pirates. You're not sure on those details. But you know this new gold dragon basically has barbarian levels. Take an adult gold dragon and put zealot barb on it. You've got this dragon. So, yeah, as you say, Flood needs to be prepared for that dragon, because even if she has the magic that can far more magic, that gold dragon can still physically compete with Flood with ease.
Yeesh. Okay. So... hold on. Let me actually look at something that I have. Okay, here's a question.
Perhaps I have an answer.
Might be a long shot, but what if Flood tags along with us to the Church of Hate, but we use the explosives as well as the Order of Flames as a distraction for the mortars and everything? But I give Flood my arrow of angel slaying, and the first order is Flood charges the angel and stabs it with the arrow of angel slaying.
I don't think the arrow of angel slaying is more effective than Flood just using being Flood.
I want to point out you also have an assassin orc who uses a bow and definitely has the sharpshooter perk.
Oh, is he with us right now?
I mean, he's gonna be back. He's not with you right now, but like this is in the few moments just after the scrying ritual was completed. And technically, you're still observing the area that they're scrying on.
Flood would probably be more effective by just being Flood.
Also,
like not using equipment.
But like as soon as
black dragon.
No, I get that, but as soon as Flood starts being Flood, won't all the dragons center on Flood to neutralize the threat anyways?
Which means we don't have to deal with them.
You literally just said you wanted Flood to be prepared before they fight, like, the dragons.
Yeah, as in, Flood will be sitting there and is ready to deal with it. I do not want to involve them with dealing with the tower. Because they're just gonna sit there. They know that Flood currently knows that our like start time is when the net goes down. Asking them to help further seems like a futile effort. / just kind of not something they're going to want to do. They're not going to want to take orders or be part of plans. They are a proud, strong black dragon.
That's true, but they said they were actually waiting for the gold dragon to show its face. That's what they were waiting for.
Just throwing her token onto the map because I can.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yes. And they will show up when we start our thing and trying to involve them in the plan. Look, if you want to go ask Flood to do that, you do that. That's a lot of effort, a lot of work, and a lot of trying to get a proud black dragon to follow a plan that is not their own.
I mean, not follow plan, just be like, hey, do you want to do this? If not, then cool.
You're free to.
Well, what do you suggest? Because I don't feel like explosives, well, might be enough, but...
I mean, they've got so much magic pumped into there, they might not realize that you can do a lot of things without magic. Also, and this is a key thing to point out for Dragon, or not for Dragon, for you, but for Dragon's World, non-magic people can use magic items, and non-magic people can use scrolls.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I have several magic items on me.
Yes.
But
I have a scroll I got for this like whole thing. That might be useful.
care to share with the class?
Yes. The scroll is just an anti-magic scroll. It puts a circle of anti-magic up. That and a few bombs. Is my goal.
Still feel like that's not necessarily enough.
Hey, you want to go ask Flood? You're free to. They're right down there. I point literally down the street towards the menacing dog.
That's just still standing and looking up directly at a statue of the founder of this city, waiting.
I point. You can do it right now. Right there.
Well, are we ready to push in? That's the question.
Not completely, no. We're waiting on information from Irene's people. We're waiting on Squib to come back and confirm he's got bombs set up. With this new info, we can have him set up. With this new info, we can send him out tomorrow to do more specific targeting.
Okay, so hang on, because I'm unclear. We sent Irene somewhere already? Because I thought they were helping us run the stall.
No. Irene and her goth elf are currently being the ones actively being the merchants and the security, while y'all are able to fuck around with other stuff. Currently, the other two members of the Grim Accord are off doing something, you assume, scouting out the Arcane Mortar, considering that's the target that they, I believe, selected for themselves, and they're going to be back soon. Squib is out planting bombs, and Cress and Sasha were working on the scrying ritual until right now. So, there's still more to be done.
Okay, let's see.
Aurelia pokes her head up. I could go talk to her if you want me to try. Because, I mean, look, Rowena, I love you, you're great, but you have the charisma of a baked potato.
This is true. Well, you're gonna have to give her the bad news that the founder of this city is actually dead, but potential kin lies at the military district along with a bronze dragon, and then the silver dragon, who's probably doing all the enchantments, is in the tower. So we're gonna put our plan into action first, and then she can jump in when she pleases, when it pleases her. Or she can strike first. That's all up to her. And we'd be honored to have her helping us.
Alright, now I'll give you a choice. Do you want to actually roleplay Aurelia talking to Flood, or do you just want to leave it up to a check? Like, I know it's technically your character and I take control a little bit, but that's mostly because you're, being Rowena most of the time. If you wanna be Aurelia trying to convince Flood, go ahead.
I was about to say, I'm so used to you playing Aurelia that I'm just like, I don't know, I'll just do a check, man.
Okay. To be fair, she's a bit more aware of the draconic social structures and the conversational sort of expectations. So, if you want to leave it up to a roll, give me that roll as a little wormling crawls out of your scarf, turns into a seagull, frankly. It just turns into a seagull and just flies over and lands on the dog, which immediately, several people, start looking. What the fuck? What's happening? As the dog just sits there.
That seagull's fucking stupid. Is it just persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion. Which I believe she should...
Yay!
18? Okay. Let me give me an insight for Flood real quick.
Also, I find it funny.
23? Okay.
I actually have better perception than Aurelia as Rowena.
That's pretty great,
Isn't
actually.
that weird?
I mean, it is what it is.
It'd be like that sometimes.
But it takes several minutes, actually. And after a while, the seagull flaps off into the sky and disappears. And then a few minutes later, like, she's just circling around, because she obviously isn't just going to fly directly back to you, because that would draw immediate attention.
Yeah.
She circles around, flies back, turns into her wormling, slips into your scarf, and says, "She's more than willing to assist in the destruction of this town. It's why she's here. But it's more so that she's got a plan to do something to acquire the gold dragon's attention. And frankly, am willing to bet that the bronze might be focused on Nihilus and the siege too much. But her one warning was stay out of the civilian quarter.
Okay.
As when she makes her move, that's where it's gonna be." And Aurelia looks a little concerned.
Civilian quarter.
But she says as soon as the first bombs go off or the first large-scale chaos happens, she'll make her move and draw the attention of at least one of the dragons, if not two. So we won't have to worry about that for our plans.
Don't know if I like civilians being involved in this, but I don't think we have a choice. This is her decision.
I don't think we do either. As Aurelia actually looks a little afraid and nervous.
Well, we're gonna have to push on with our plans either way. So we'll let slip of the tongue. We'll let Flood do what she's going to do, and we'll just keep going with our plans. And I'll pass along that info to the others too. Thanks for speaking with her.
No problem. I'm gonna go snuggle up in this because she's scary. Like, you notice, there's still a tremble and a shake to Aurelia because she didn't pass her wisdom save.
Ooh. Rowan just kind of scritches her chin a little bit and then
Frightened
goes
condition
over.
dispelled.
Wait, really?
I mean, might as well.
Yes. Dragons are very cat-like half the time anyways. Cute. But yeah, so she goes over and
rip your head off for saying that. There's so many dragons who would absolutely murder you.
And there's
out of character.
And there's just as many that are like, yeah, and then they turn into a cat and curl up on your lap and say, "Pet me, bitch."
Yeah. Tell me, out of character, tell me Nihilus hasn't done that with Hayes. Tell me.
There isn't a lot Nihilus hasn't done with Hayes.
Exactly. Anyways, but
No, I'm not denying it. Again, not denying it at all. But Split's right. There's definitely a bunch that would rip your head off for saying that. And the other half would be like, yeah, that's right, give me belly rubs.
Yeah. But no, I said that kind of out of character. I didn't say it, but
I know, but
yeah, no.
Still, funny hoo-ha. Anyway, around this time, a couple minutes pass, and then you notice Irie starting to actually close up the merchant cart. Apparently, all of the goods have been sold, and it's about 1-2 p.m. in the afternoon. And she closes it up, and she starts moving boxes, like y'all have been doing with each box that gets cleared out. Y'all move it to the side. But she has the goth elf lady. I feel so terrible for not remembering her name because she's got an eloquent elven name. But honestly, she's just been relegated to goth girl. So it's what it be. And the goth girl brings the box that has Timothy in it. And puts it on the ground in front of you. She says, "Well, that's all of the goods sold. Somebody nearly got a peek at Timothy when they were picking out the last piece of meat. But we got them out of here. Me and her are gonna stay here a few more minutes to finish closing up this area and packing up boxes as slowly as we can and moving towards the inn. But my boys are back, and you see the gnoll. What you actually see is the orc dude come out of the shadows, and he's got like a little bunny in his hand that he's petting. And
it's the gnoll.
It's the gnoll. By the way, this bunny looks furious. This is the angriest bunny you have seen in your life. Like, if a bunny could have looks that could kill, this bunny has it.
Oh my god.
And just this murderous little bunny just hops out of his hand. Actually doesn't hop out of his hand, just sits there and accepts the pettings.
Is it a little white rabbit with red eyes?
Yeah, because of the Monty
Hell
Python
yeah.
reference.
Yes.
But do either of you speak Orcish? I'm curious.
I think. Hold on, wait. Let me look at my list. I don't remember.
Common, Goblin, Aquan, Undercommon,
No.
and Draconic and Elvish.
So you don't speak Orcish either, Rowena?
So
So he actually gives his report in Orcish, and Iris seems to clearly understand and communicates with him back and forth a little bit. And eventually, the conversation ends, and Iris turns to you, both of you, says, "Well, we did some scouting, and we've made some plans. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get as close as we can to one of these towers," pointing over at one of the towers that has the arcane mortars on it. "And we're gonna sneak in, if possible, after you give us the go signal. We'll get as far as we can before having to start slaughtering everyone, and hopefully we'll be able to take control of the mortar and start targeting the other mortars. Maybe even taking out some of the ballista salvos if we have enough time. I doubt we can hold it forever, but I've got teleport prepared so we can make a quick exit. With this," pointing at both of you, "we're even. With that dragon showing up, angels and godbotherers everywhere, and a siege that we're caught in, we'll do our objective, and then we're getting out as fast as possible." But then the cruel smile twists on her face. "I'll admit, though, this is a hell of a situation, and I'm so glad this is how you wanted to cash your favor in. So don't worry, Maritka will fall. Just make sure you can do your part, and we'll be able to do ours."
understood. Also, y'all might want to stay out of the civilian quarter.
Looks over at the dog. Looks back. "Noted. If, Actually, I need to roll, That was the most staggered roll I've ever seen come out of this dice. You see, like, a single sweat gland, like, bead of sweat come out of her brow and drip down. You know, that rings real true with something I heard her mime to me. Yeah, stay out of the civilian quarters." And she, like, points to all of her people and says to them in their native language, saying it in Elvish to her goth friend, saying it in Orcish to Uldoon, and just looking at the bunny and pointing and saying it in common, "Out of the civilian quarter." At which the bunny very frustratedly, like, ruffles its little nose and, like, flicks its ears. The orc just speaks. "He's upset because he used his other wild shape earlier and had to turn into this to fit into my pocket." Pets the bunny more. So, but Irene says, turning to y'all, "What's your plan? And what's your plan for?" Smacks the box with Timothy in it. "I'm in a box. You could just ever so faintly hear his muffled yammerings.
Well, yeah, we haven't really fit Timothy into our plans, but
My goal is just to unpack him and put him together right as we rush the
Makes
stuff.
sense.
He's psionically powered, right?
No, he's undead. He's just an undead.
Oh, so he won't stop working in an anti-magic area.
He's gonna avoid it, yeah.
But he won't stop working.
He won't stop working, but he will lose a lot of his abilities.
That's fine.
Like, he
so
has...
I really need to get that done first.
Because he has shit like invisibility baked into his bones that he won't be able to access.
All I need to do is activate the anti-magic area and long enough to blow the place up.
But also, it makes sense that y'all are keeping Timothy in this box because there's tons of paladins and clerics around that could be, detecting undead or other things. With that, hold on, I need to give a certain somebody a wisdom saving throw that is not in y'all's party.
Oh.
Oh my god.
20?
They have a fucking plus 13. They have a plus 14 to this fucking roll. Plus fucking 14. Actually, no, not plus 14. Plus 16. And they literally rolled a 2 and a 4 and they fail because of that.
What?
Oh my goodness, that's fucking hilarious. Sasha is continuing to scry and has multiple scry screens up actually at this point. And
Uh-oh.
she says, boss, indicating for mostly Mask, but also Rowena.
All right.
Yeah, Chief?
You might want to come look at this.
I follow after him.
How far away is this person?
Sasha's like right next to you. Y'all are still in your little enclosed area. Like they were just verbally calling out to you. Like that's how close you are.
One of the puppets immediately turns to attention to Sasha and goes, "How may I help you?"
They gesture the turning of a scrying screen, and what you see actually is the front doors of the Cathedral of Hate. And notably, they're open, and somebody is walking out of them. You would recognize one of these people. It is a tallish, older, middle-aged man with a white and blue coat, and pretty, expensive regalia in the sense that, this is very well-made equipment, and you recognize this to be the admiral of the ship that you took. Cornelius Weatherworn, and he is accompanied by someone you have not seen before, but technically you have fought against, which is a Gullfolk monk. And they appear to be discussing something, and they are leaving the cathedral. And Sasha says, based on what they were saying, apparently they're going to check out, and they just point at the dog. So, what we doing about that? We doing something? Are we doing anything?
He came out of the Church of Hate?
Yes, Cornelius Weatherworn and this monk, the Gullfolk monk, walk out of the cathedral, and they are starting to head in the direction of the market area. And Sasha said that they apparently heard that they were going to investigate the strange dog.
One of the puppets quickly reaches out to Flood and explains the situation.
Good. Let them come.
And then quickly tell our crew that we need to be very normal and not act suspicious in the least. And be ready. And then I point to Irene and go, "You are up if they talk to us."
All right then. And she quickly starts ordering the orc and the goth, the goth girl. I really should look up her name, but at this point I'm sticking with it. Ordering them to basically move the boxes in the cart to further enclose the sort of little area that y'all have. Y'all basically have this little space of a couple of alleyways that y'all have blocked off and are using.
Is her name Ebony Raven Darkness Dementia Way?
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. It's not that.
You know what that's a reference to, right?
Nope.
Really shitty, funny fanfic. My Immortal had a bunch of like random shit in it.
What the fuck?
People used to read it for fun, as it was terrible.
Okay, hold on. Let me. It's Crix Blood Nash is the name of the gnoll. Irie Fire Touched is the name of the halfling. Athlonia the Moon's Eclipse is the name of the goth elf. It's a very goth name, as you can tell.
Ironia?
Hold on, I'll just fucking throw the spelling into wheel. I can't pronounce things to save my life. Athlonia?
Oh, Athlonia, yeah. Okay.
The Moon's Eclipse.
Sounds cool.
And then the orc's name is Uldun of Parts Unknown. Brain scrambled for a moment. Yeah, with that, you notify Flood, and she's just like, all right, bring him. Yeah, Sasha says, I think we got about like 30 minutes before they show up. And you know, that's enough time for a ritual. And they start like constructing a new ritual. Crest, get off your lazy stoner ass and help me. All right. And he wanders over, new joint in his mouth, and begins to help. Are y'all doing anything other than just trying to remain hidden when they show up?
I have my people listening and getting as much info as possible. I mean, as, nonchalant as possible.
Of course. You know what? If the both of you are trying to remain hidden, give me stealth checks. I'll say advantage because you have plenty of time to set up and find a good spot.
Rowena kind of pulls on Matt's shirt. Shouldn't we probably be away from this if they go to suss out what Flood is and everything? Won't that just blow our cover anyways?
I look nothing like what I used to. You, on the other hand, actually have a problem if they catch you.
Well, actually, I look like a wood elf.
I would point out, currently, she's wearing a 35 natural 20 disguise.
I forgot about that.
I was more referring to the fact that, like, if your disguise somehow goes off, I'm not disguised. I'm literally just wearing normal clothes.
Well, I rolled a 16, which is just above what you rolled. I don't think we're very stealthy.
You know what? I think... Would Crest do this? Nah, I think towards the end of this, he would cast Pass Without a Trace.
Pass Without a Trace, yeah.
There's no reason for them not to. Sasha would only want Crest's help for a little bit with the ritual, and then it would activate, and I think he would come by and give some Pass Without Trace. I don't think... There's no reason why a druid wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about that.
So, are y'all gonna sit here and wait, or?
I'm a merchant. I'm selling stuff.
All right, then.
And by I'm just a merchant.
All right, yeah, you're just a merchant. What are you talking about? I don't know. What's a pirate? All right, then
I'm here from Bolivar. I got my story, my very amazing story with my absurdly good disguise and clothes. I'm a merchant. I forged so much shit for this. I am a merchant.
All right, then I need to, as these two individuals approach. Hold on, I'm just organizing these sheets a little bit so they look a bit neater. I need to roll wisdom saves for both of these people.
Oh.
Even with a +7 from the aura, that would fail. And then that guy has a fucking steel will, apparently.
Holy fuck.
So you watch as, like, and you can observe through the scrying ritual that Sasha is maintaining for another few minutes before it disperses, that, yeah, they're still coming this way. And they're not, like, in a hurry. Let me be clear. It's not like they're, like, rushing through the streets, weapons drawn. They are just walking, and they're talking throughout it. And eventually they get into the market quarter, and they're like, all right, now it's showtime. And then the monk, like, stops and can't get any closer. And then, but then after a moment, like, inhales deeply and walks forward. Because that's a monk ability, because who gives a fuck about frightened when you're a monk? As both of these people walk forward, and all right, Flood, let's see how good your deception check is. Okay. What does a 47 deception check look like here? Goddamn. So you watch as these two approach this dog, momentarily phased, but then get over their fear, and the dog continues to just look up at the statue. And the two of them just, like, circle around it. Like, looking at it, investigating it, looking in the area around y'all, at which point they need to make perception checks for the greater area. You don't notice shit. Do you notice anything? Now see, here's the thing. That, the monk notices y'all, like, looks directly at y'all in your cart. And then keeps looking, because y'all have ridiculously good disguises. And they, like, poke around this dragon. And, well, this dog that is a dragon. And they're talking to it, they're talking to each other, and they're sort of curious as Flood just does not react. Just sits there staring up at the statue, literally not even taking a moment to give a glance to these two mortals. By the way, this goes on over about, like, 30 or so minutes. So in the 30 or so minutes that they're fucking with this, or trying to fuck with Flood, what do y'all do?
Act like we're also scared of the dog and just try to sell merchandise. And by act, I mean we are.
Y'all have, like, 2 more buckets of apples that you need to sell, and then you're literally completely out of goods. Oh, wait. I totally forgot about that. Interesting. If I actually, both of you give me perception checks towards the Admiral specifically.
All right.
I would love to.
Should I have Aurelia do one as well?
Sure.
Okie doke. Bink. Decent. No, not really. This is her for sure. It's just Dennis Rowena.
Okay. Interesting notes. You faced this man in battle before. And you know that he's an Azamar and carries with him boons as his, like, he literally has, like, glowing white hair. But notably, he seems a bit more glowy than before. And, Mask, you don't catch this because you only rolled a 15. Although you do seem to note that they seem to carry themselves with, or they are a bit glowier than normal. But Rowena and Aurelia, you're able to tell that there is a, like, crackle of lightning in this person's eyes and just an aura of magic that is much stronger than it was before. And, Aurelia would be able to identify this, not you. He's under the effects of powerful magics. He has received a boon from his goddess. We need to be careful.
A boon, huh?
Look at him. He carries himself with a supernatural charisma. His aura being stronger than most paladins could dream of being.
Yeah. No, I sense that for sure. Out of character, can Azamar be taken down by an arrow of angel slaying?
I'd say it'd do not the full additional damage, but it would do more damage, yeah.
Hmm.
But obviously, the amount of damage it would do would be directly tied to how much divinity they have in them, which this guy seems to have more than your average because he's an over level 20 person, and is an Azamar that just got another boon.
Gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. And how do they seem to be taking Flood right now?
Technically, I've got to give him an insight roll to see to what degree they failed to comprehend this. Oh god, you literally have a 3 in your insight. Cornelius, you have no idea what's going on. Mine, do you have any clue? Nope. They're confused because they're looking around at all of their guards that are staring at this thing terrified, and basically Cornelius starts to call them a bunch of fucking pansies. Like, it's a fucking dog, do your job! Stop wasting our time on reports on this. We're in the middle of a siege. We don't have time to deal with weird, strange dogs. This world's full of weird, magical bullshit. Back to your stations. And with this, like, these people seem to, like, snap to and no longer are afraid of Flood. Because, I mean, after all, it's been sitting there for hours doing nothing, so...
Dragon, I feel like I should mention this now.
Mm-hmm.
The boy Masks has some, for once in his life, is holding on to some holy symbols.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to answer just the fact that I am going to be holding on to the mask, or the symbol of Flix. Partly. I know she's not going to be happy about the death part, but the chaos part, right? About to cause a lot of that. And Gira is one of them. Goddess of Storms, Revenge, and Freedom, something I'm fighting for very hard right now. Revenge for our people. Storms, as in the storm of death that's going to come through. And Freedom, I'm a fucking pirate. Right?
You're holding a symbol of Gira.
Yes. I wanted to bring this up to you. I forgot to. But yeah.
No.
It's not convenient for me.
Good.
But it's something I wanted to say.
No, thank you, because now I need to roll something for Cornelius.
And then I would also like... I had one more, but I can't find his name. It was the other Chaos God.
There are 3.
There's of them.
There's Zoth, Malum, and Flix.
Not the Steves, right?
I'm assuming you have Malum, because he has Chaos Change and...
Yes, Malum, because good luck, chaos, and change. Which is all of the things I need right now.
Not good luck, it's just luck. Bad luck and good luck together.
Yeah, I know. I need bad luck for my enemies and good luck for myself.
Which, considering how I'm rolling, apparently your fucking prayers are working.
Yeah,
nice.
And side note, also chaos and change, because I'm about to change a lot. I'm mainly praying to Malum, if that's not obvious. I wanted to bring this up a while ago, because I was like, I'm definitely a follower of Malum, considering all that I do. He's the trickster god, and Mask is a fucking trickster.
I'm surprised you never looked towards the goddess who has the title the Puppeteer.
Wait, which one is that? I didn't see that one. There's a lot of them, Dragon.
Yeah, no shit, I made 33 gods!
Yeah, it's hard to read and remember all of them.
I can't remember all of them.
I only remembered Malum.
It is Namir, goddess of obsession, vanity, and ignorance. The broken mirror, the puppeteer.
Oh, I probably definitely have them too, then, is the answer. See me, I'm vain as fuck. I sculpt beauty.
And you definitely are obsessed with the pattern.
Yes.
And being sneaky.
Yes, okay. So yeah, it would probably be Malum, that one storm god of freedom and all that. Gira. Malum, Gira, and that one.
So the Pantheon of Mask is Namir, Malum, and Gira.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't normally lean too much into it, but as he goes into this, he is holding... He has them ready.
Man, okay. How much Okay, first, is Rowena religious at all?
She knows, like, she knows the gods exist, but it's more like she doesn't. She thinks it's more like they're playing a game with man, and she does not want to be wrapped up in that game and like have to owe a god something.
So you specifically are not ever, like, you will not worship gods.
Not saying that, but like she hasn't met any gods and actually like really been taken with them or anything, or taken by them, so she doesn't worship anyone as of right now.
Okay.
If she had an encounter with a god that she liked or something like that, then she might consider following them.
Okay. Then, to pivot back to Mask, how religious has Mask been throughout their life? Like, you don't even have to say it, like, give me any prayers. Just, like, do they say a prayer before dinner, a prayer before, like, activities? Do they just have a symbol and sort of, like, watch out for me, and that's it, and very minorly worship? Are they obsessive? I don't think they're obsessive.
Not obsessive. Definitely during the Haze era, he was, like, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine before he does big acts of things, he dedicates it to certain gods. So like when he's creating what he thinks is going to be like his best puppet, his like treasured, most beautiful puppet, he dedicates it to the god of vanity. Right?
Okay, so like it's less an important aspect of your day-to-day life and more of a when important things are happening, I remember like please
honor
divinity.
I honor the gods for the things they do.
Okay.
So like when I make when I'm going to start what I think is the Siege of Chaos, basically, I will go to Malum and be like, I honor this to you, the misfortune of all my enemies, the fortune of my allies, the death of many, the change of a nation, and the chaos I will create.
Cut
These,
to
like,
Malum
what he
Fortnite
plans to-
dancing.
Yes. Like that's what something he will say when it starts.
Okay, good, very, very understood. There we go, words.
He says what would be an out loud prayer or preach or whatever you want to fucking call it, and then fucking does what he's gonna do.
Okay.
I don't think he ever has gotten a boon. I don't think he ever cares.
I need to roll a d20 for Cornelius. Okay. I need you to just give me a straight d20 roll.
Also,
taking inspiration from other characters, right?
after y'all are done, because you did bring up a really good point, I do have some questions.
Okay.
12.
Okay, your symbol of Gira starts slightly glowing, and Cornelius stops and turns and looks in the direction that y'all are in.
Which gear is the storm one, right?
Storms, freedom, and revenge. Yes.
Okay. I look to the sky and I ask, through one of my puppets, I ask if the druid can cast a storm spell.
Yeah, actually, they have a very, very strong
Like
storm
change
spell.
weather. Like change weather or something to make it start storming.
They definitely
Yeah,
can't
no,
do-
they have Storm of Vengeance.
Wait, hold on. That is a 9th level spell.
They should not have Storm of Vengeance.
Wait.
Are you talking
What?
about Cress?
Oh, shit. Did I put... I don't know why I added in... Okay, ignore all of those.
Yeah.
Well, they do have...
They have up... They are a, 7th level? They have 4th level spells.
Wait, 7th?
Does a
Oh, I
druid
thought
have a
he was one of the
spell
9
at
level.
4th levels? At a 4th... Is there a 4th level... Up to a 4th level spell that can change weather on any level?
Hallucinatory terrain, technically.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, you selected Prince as your level 9.
Oh, okay.
Then it won't matter, I guess.
But hallucinatory terrain still is something that could work.
I send a message to Flood and ask if they're able to create a storm in the sky.
Do you need a storm, or do you just need a distraction?
I think his god's trying to tell him something, and I need him to not figure out I'm who I am. A simple storm will do.
I can whip up something. Okay, let me look at their spells.
Flood, you are one of the best dragons I've ever known. Thank you.
Goddamn right. No. Tiamat, damn right.
I'm glad I freed you that day.
Hold on. What does this spell do?
At that same time, I am slightly praying to to Malum, the god of chaos. Tricksters, I'm like, ah.
Okay, this is going to take a lot of her magic. Alright. She is going to cast Program Delusion. But she is not casting it just at base. She is going to pump... probably... What does a 6th level spell normally need? 9 points? Okay, she's going to spend the 9 sorcery points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she's going to spend 6 sorcery points to massively increase the range of this. And what is the save against it? It's an investigation... It's an accessible investigation check against the DC. Alright, Cornelius, as a storm appears.
Because you said my thing is glowing, right?
Yeah, it's glowing.
Okay, I have an idea then. Yeah, I'm good.
It gets a
he
D6.
failed.
You lucky son of a bitch.
Oh no.
You lucky son of a
By
bitch.
1.
I'm not able to expend inspiration to make him re-roll, am I?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
I'll let you... it will be re-rolling the D6, not the investigation check.
Sure.
That was worth it.
Oh,
That was worth it.
the tides of chaos! Thank you, Malum.
Oh man, and this song would have been perfect if he had actually passed. Anyway. Okay, so what happens now? What happens now?
A storm, I assume.
Yes, a storm appears above the town and starts raining lightning and stuff. And immediately Cornelius' eyes begin to glow and he looks up at the storm enraptured. For a moment, he looks back towards where it was, but then out of religious devotion,
I start praying to it.
begins to pray. You also begin to pray?
I see it and I start looking like I'm praying to it, yes.
Ooh. Hold on.
As
Okay.
obviously a storm has appeared and my symbol is glowing.
I need you to roll me.
Deception?
No. Does Mask give more praise to Gira or to Namir?
Which one is... Wait, what?
Namir is the puppeteer goddess.
Puppeteer goddess. I'm puppeteering right now. This is me puppeteering.
Okay, I need to roll a couple of these.
I hope you like the chaos I bring, dragon.
I swear to God, this is the luckiest fucking dice
Yes!
ever!
Malum blessed me! Malum has blessed me!
No, not Malum. Well, yes, Malum, sort of, for the dice. Namir prevents Gira from intervening because she is pissed right now.
Yes.
Because of some fucking dragon mocking her and this fucking goblin trying to kill one of her more favored minions. She is pissed. And Namir spins an illusion and chains of broken mirrors and puppeteer strings that will prevent another god from intervening. And this is why you pray.
This is the first time I've actually, begged for your gods as a character in-game.
And
I do not regret it. And I do not regret it.
And this is why you pray, Splitco. Because when you
Mask-
piss a god off, you know what you need to help you? Another god.
fucking god. And I chose the right gods for the job.
Yes, you did, God. Holy shit. I swear to God, this blue D20, Maddie has blessed it.
Bless me with it. Holy shit. I'm doing good. I'm on a roll right now.
This is fucking nonsense. This is fucking nonsense. I love
Mask
this.
Mask is going to be way more devout after this.
God, Namir in the background. Goddamn right you gonna be.
He's already dedicated like Bessie to her.
You dedicated Bessie.
I mean, of course I did. Bessie's fucking beautiful.
No, Bessie is beautiful. It's just it's funny.
Bessie's fucking beautiful. Damn
Okay.
right I dedicated it.
I need more water. Y'all plan your next course of action.
Oh my god, the gods saved me. The gods have saved me. Holy shit, where's Fido? Where the fuck is Fido? Holy shit. Oh. Holy fuck.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So,
Yes.
question for you.
Oh yes, you had several questions. What do you need from me?
Questions for you. All right. So, if you're trying to prevent yourself from doing something, what would you roll? Like if you're fighting yourself on something. That'd be a wisdom or intelligence.
Typically, I call that wisdom. I
Okay.
mean, I frequently give myself wisdom saves for my characters when they're trying not to do bad ideas.
Okay. Well, in this case, I kind of did the opposite. If I had a low wisdom, it would be more like, because essentially Rowena is not content to letting the civilians perish when they had like no other, like they're not involved in it. They're weaklings. They're starving anyways, so they're not going to put up any sort of a fight or anything. And they're being forced to, join these brigades and hunt pirates and shit.
Most of those people were willing. They're willingly going around hunting for pirates in those pirate lynching mobs.
Yeah, but either way, she still feels some sort of compassion for it and doesn't want them to be wiped out. So my question is, would she know who gods of life are? Like, would she know of Flix? That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, you need to give me a religion check because Rowena is not a very devoutly religious person. And
No,
of
she's
the
not.
life gods, only one is typically worshipped amongst the pirates, and that is Flix. And she's
Yeah,
recently gotten a big boost in followers, so I'll let you have that one for free. But I need a religion check to see how much you know about the other life gods. With a 12, you know the names. Zolvoon is one of the other gods of life, and Delamaris is another one of the gods of life.
Okay, I was gonna say the one that she would go for anyways because they align with her the best, I think, is Flix. Because they're another curiosity, kind of chaotic god, but they're also like life oriented. So as much as she wants to obey and stay out of like Flood's way, she can't help but like want to do good by the civilians. So she's going to actually she's just gonna like internally pray and be like, all right, this is a one-time thing probably, but I'd really like it if you could possibly help the civilians because we are about to rain chaos down upon this area. And as much as I'm cool handling like military members and dragons that would go against us, I don't feel any honor in killing civilians.
Is that your whole prayer?
And she'll just end it with, please, can you help them?
Jessa, have I explained concordance to you before?
No.
Concordance is something that you get access to if you have deities you worship. Whether they are divine or infernal, that's not really the incidence. It's if you have a patron, usually divine, you can access concordance, which is basically your every once in a while, please, oh God, help me button. And typically, you only really get responses to that if you are a very devoutly religious person and haven't bothered your God in a while. Now, what you are basically trying to do is activate a concordance for someone who is not really religious. So, I'm going to need you to roll me a D100.
Was I activating
Have-
concordances?
What?
Was I using a concordance there?
No, that was just prayer.
Okay, so that was a god just being like, "Oh, this is fucking hilarious."
Yeah.
It was specifically one of your three gods that you worship wanting you to live, and one of them being pissed at you and basically holding that god back. That wasn't a concordance, that's just them being aware of the situation and taking action. And the action Namir's taking is preventing Gira from taking action, which is really pissing her off.
Oh,
If
no.
I had prayed to Gira, what would have happened? Would she have just been like, God. Oh, I would have had to outpray the other guy, wouldn't I have? Oh, no.
Yeah, you would have basically had to outpray him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. No, I don't think I can outpray that guy. I think he's,
He's literally an Azamar to Gira. You can.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
So,
gonna say,
which is why I was like, please tell me you worship Namira more.
I was like, I'm sitting here like, if I have to outpray him, he has to roll a natural 1. I have to roll a natural 20.
With an 88. That's a really high roll. Your perception disappears from the street for a moment. And when you reopen your eyes, you are looking just down on the city from miles in the air. And you see a little, well, not little, a vaguely humanoid-shaped cluster of bright neon green lights appears in front of you. Now, why should I help them?
Well, I know they're probably not any one of your worshippers, but I mean, oh, and I gotta open this again. So many gods. Where's the
I don't
thing?
apologize.
No, you shouldn't. Oh, I closed it. What the hell? I hit the minimize button. But she says, well, out of all the gods that exist, you're the one that I kind of look to in this situation the most, because you're the one that a lot of pirates seem to pray to extend their lives on the sea, and you're also have to do with chaos and curiosity. What more chaos and curiosity is there in watching someone grow? I mean, each one of these lives has a potential. They have a purpose in this world. And everything has, everything does have that potential. And all of them are probably going to be wiped out anytime soon, really. I don't really have a good way of getting them out. As for why you should help them, I mean, I can't presume to tell a god what they should or shouldn't do, but all I can do is ask for help. And as a pirate lord, I am asking you for your help.
The neon green humanoid shape extends what you think is a hand, and a flower begins to grow out of it. See, here's the thing with life. As it continues to grow, we all start as little seeds and begin to grow into little saplings, and she crushes the flower. And some of us never get to grow. And I'm way too curious to see what's going to happen with this little siege. And the chaos is going to be delicious throughout all of it. And sure, yeah, tens of thousands of people are gonna die. But, and some of them my worshippers, by the way. But, it's how it goes. There's tragedy in life. There is suffering. Suffering that you're actively enabling. And frankly, and they sort of sort of pick at their fingers almost. If you wanted a god to protect a bunch of civilians, you really shouldn't have prayed to me. Should have gotten Heldrum's help, or maybe Sega. They're a sucker for civilians. But no, I think I'm quite content to watch all of these people die. Especially considering you're going to be the one enabling their deaths. So, I'll see how many get out alive. It'll be interesting. Truly, those forged in this terrible crucible will come out stronger and more capable and having accessed their potential, as you put it. So, good luck in your task. I don't wish any ill will towards you. Personally, I hope you succeed. I'm so curious to see what's going to happen. But if you want to save people, you're going to have to get your own hands dirty, and then your vision is gone from staring above, and you are right back in the moment that you were before, as if no time at all had passed. And you just hear a final ta-ta.
Kind of sighs and groans and says, "Now this is why I don't fucking call on gods." And she gets up and, all right, here's a question. I'm actually trying to figure out what districts are there in Maritka?
Hold on, one moment. Sorry, I needed a drink. There is the port district, the docks.
Mm-hmm.
There's the military district, the basically market district, the mercantile and like economic trade area, the religious district, and the civilian quarter.
Gotcha, and we're at the market district right now.
Yeah.
Out of the people we have here, who would be most apt at casting illusion spells? Or would anyone be apt at it?
Irie, frankly. She's a very powerful sorcerer.
Yeah, I can't use her for that. What about a very simple sound-based spell? Like something alerting people and getting them to go a certain direction.
I mean, there are spells that can do stuff like that. Major illusion, minor illusion cast a whole lot. Thaumaturgy, and you just fucking yell.
Yeah, thaumaturgy. That's what I'm looking for, I think. Where it's just a yelled voice or something like that.
Well, I think one of the purposes is amplification of noise, in which you could then say the words you want.
I think I'm thinking more of throw voice. Because then it's like you're in one location, but you can throw your voice into another location. Because essentially what she's going to want to do is tell a lie of some sort to get the people from the civilian area to the market area. And that alone should cause a weird ruckus, but also get them out of the civilian area at the same time. Like festival in the marketplace.
Well, you're going to have to come up with something you think will work. make a couple rolls, and then we'll be able to see what happens. If you want to try that.
Okay.
What's happening at this point? I listened in, but not completely because I don't actually have any action here.
Flix didn't help Rowena because Flix is too invested to see what's going to happen in this siege.
What is Rowena trying to get help for?
So I rolled high on my wisdom save, which essentially means I'm going against Flood and trying to get the civilians out of the civilian quarter before it's too late.
Wait, why are you doing this now and not later, though?
Well, do you know when Flood's gonna strike?
Yeah. When we start the signal.
Alright, how do you propose? Because when we start the signal, we'll be on our way to the Church of Hate, away from the civilian quarter,
What do you
I'm
mean, like, on the
guessing.
Church of Hate?
Isn't that when? Like when we blow everything up? Because we're getting ready to charge the Church of Hate while they're taking down the mortars and such?
Did I miss something, or is the Church of Hate where the anti-magic area was? I thought it was somewhere else.
No, it is not. It's in the military district where the net is.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
we're
said it was in the Church of Hate.
Nope.
No, not even close. I was
Oh,
so
well, shit.
confused. No,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
heading to the
confused.
military district. We're never even. I don't want to head to the.
The
yeah,
Cathedral
no,
of Hate is, like, that's just another location that there's stuff happening at.
Yeah, we're headed to the military district to let the net down. That's when the fight starts,
Oh, well, shit.
which we need to do in the next day or two. And also, I don't care about the civilians.
Yeah, well, Rowena does. There's your problem.
I don't know why.
Because you wouldn't.
No, I mean, I don't know why you care about the civilians.
I think that's where the difference lies.
Yeah. She came from humble origins. Like, all she can think of is that her parents are similar to these people. And if they were in this situation, she would want to get them out.
Yeah, see, that's what the difference is. I was raised in humble origins for goblins. So we were just blowing everyone up and killing each other. Because that's what goblins do. So, yeah, no, it is humble origins. We just define humble differently. Your humble looks different than Mask's humble.
Because humble for Mask is the junkyard where the entire town is built off of scrap metal, spare parts, and random bits of wood, and actively monsters will just kind of show up in the town and eat people, and then the monster will die because there's a bunch of goblins who kill it.
Or they eat an explosive that a goblin was holding, like an idiot, and then it blows up, because the goblin just kills itself.
Or a typical way, a goblin is launched at a wall or a tree
Catapult.
through some catapult or trebuchet nonsense, and they splat against it and die instantly.
Yeah, so for us, this is just... Humble is just survival of the fittest, or the smartest.
Yeah. So, Rowena cares, and there's your problem. She's gonna go against you on this.
Yeah, you could do that all you want, but, like, we still have our main mission, and we cannot fail that. Or a ton of our own people are going to die horribly.
Alright, so are you going to help her, like, fit this in? Because she feels strongly about it?
I wouldn't know how to. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Like, we would need a god's help for that, and Flix isn't going to. It's gotta be someone like Sega or one of the other ones. But a way to make that happen without ruining all of our plans, not even just Flood's plans, but all of the pirates' plans.
And she kind of looks at you and says, fuck the gods, we have illusion magic. We have things that we can do. We can say things like, you know, as we're starting everything, as everything is going on, we can do something like throw voice and get the civilians out of the marketplace or something of that nature.
Who's to say they'll listen?
They may not, but
Oh, shit.
can try.
If you want to make sure the civilians are okay, I would recommend starting a disinformation campaign.
A disinformation campaign. You think that's going to take off in 2 days or less?
Well, convince your druids to convince people to leave the city and live in the forest. Get good berries. Convince people to leave. Get people out of here before the siege starts.
I will
But
say,
doing it as the siege starts
Whoa.
is the least likely to work.
just above game, this forest is actually pretty safe. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Convinced.
like the tamest forest that can be out there in Fantasyland.
If you
Which
want,
forest is it?
So y'all are in Maritka right here.
Yeah.
This
Wait,
forest,
let me
like
look
this
at the
whole
map
region,
again.
is pretty actively like traveled through, hunted in, and it is like this area is like the most civilized area on this entire continent, if I'm being honest, right here.
convince
And-
people to live in farm where they can work as farmers and actively have better lives than where the pirates might massacre them.
And by the way, fun fact, farm, mostly a goblin town.
Like, I would not recommend trying to do something during the siege. I think that is the least opportune time. You have 2 days or 1 day, depending on how things go, to get it done. Start there. Don't start the day of. Basically, Mask was like, yeah, you need to do this now, not later. As in, like, now, but not in a way that's going to get us in trouble and make us lose half the pirates.
All right.
Are you having this discussion near you, lieutenants? Because Crest will speak up if you are, but I don't want to have him
Yes.
speak up. Okay. Crest will say, boss, Captain, if you want me to go out and try to start convincing people, already people have been mass exiting, leaving the town. Most of the people who are left are either too inebriated on grief-stricken benders, they're actually grieving at one of these shrines, or they're in a blood-crazed haze trying to find pirates. Like, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy for me to convince people to leave, but I mean, people trust druids on this continent. And so if I'm trying to help them, I could give some good berries, I could heal some people, their diseases. I could even lead some out. I ain't got much I really have to do the rest of today.
All right. That would be good. Leave the drunk and despaired. See if you can rouse them, but if it becomes too difficult, that might just create a scene. The grieving will be stuck in their grieving ways, sadly. There's not really much we can do, but any families, any people with children, try your best to see if you can get them to live in the forest.
All right. Sorry, I'm just noting down that this is what his activity is.
And then Mask goes, that's the best I can do to recommend.
Well, that's okay. It's a chance at least. Not saying we save everyone, but
Past that, we need to do our job. We have a lot of lives on our own hands that are relying on us.
well, right now our job is to wait.
Yes, but we can't wait for more than 3 days, and tomorrow we're going into an inn. And we're never leaving again. He says in quotations.
Never leaving again.
Oh no! Oh, you poor boy. Oh, you poor boy. No.
What is that noise?
Stuck. That's me rolling.
Oh.
Motherfucker! Roll correctly.
You're mimic, Casey.
Oh boy.
What happened?
No, I'm just rolling for other things that aren't happening on screen right now. Hee hee.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, hold on. I got to do this music again. All right. I really hope the constant noise of my computer is not picking up that much. I'm gonna be very sad if it is.
No.
Well, it's not picking up on Discord, but it might be picking up on the stream. Whatever, I'll check later. Anyway, so you send him off to do that. If you would, give me persuasion checks for, give me 3 persuasion checks from him, because this is a whole lot of persuasioning he's doing.
Gotcha. So I have to figure out. Oh, there it is. Okay. Crest. I just realized he has shit charisma too.
Most druids don't have good charisma.
Because they are in
Yeah.
the woods being an animal all the time and not talking to people.
I didn't know that. Okay. How many rolls for it?
But give me 3.
Oh man. 1. Huh.
14.
2.
11.
3.
6. Okay, there's a moderate amount of success with it. Some people will leave.
Can I just
What?
touching
Okay.
himself?
I don't think guidance will help.
Actually,
no, he can use it himself.
it will.
Oh wait, it's a spell. Never mind. Oh wait, the check. Never mind. It's ability check related.
No. Yeah, that's what this is for. The ability check is a persuasion check, so roll the d4.
I thought it was Rowena casting it on like
No.
casting.
Sorry, I
So
should
that
change
turns
it for each
into
character,
a
but
16, a 13, and then a 7. I think that's still going to keep it about the same amount, but
Yeah.
he has more initial success, which is more important, frankly. So yeah, he will spend the rest of the day trying to convince people. And as a druid, he can turn into stuff and... Hold on, what are these fucking purple marks on the map? Get rid of them. Purge them. Sorry, Anyway, composure totally regained. He will be busy with the rest of the day of that, and frankly, several hundred, if not 1,000 or so people might have their lives saved. And they will go into the woods, probably north to farm, where a lot of other people have been exodusing to, but these people just hadn't been convinced, or they were still praying. A lot of different variables that... I mean, basically, Cress is having his own mini-adventure in the town right now, of talking with people, trying to convince them or help them get the things they need. Like, legit, I mean, that's what your lieutenants are doing.
everybody hates Cress.
I mean...
Actually, no, everybody loves Cress.
Squib currently is going on a goddamn Mission Impossible-themed music stealth around a military section of a city while under siege and planting bombs. He's having a hell of a mini-adventure on his own.
They're both having the time of their lives.
So, with, actually, let's, with that, we return to the situation that, was storm brewing, let's say, as eventually... Fucking get dice. Okay. Eventually, the storm dissipates, and Flood stops concentrating on it. And the two of them leave. The Gullfolk and former Admiral Cornelius Weatherworn. They leave. Although there is fervence in their action. And you don't know where they're off to. Because they go off into the city and Sasha's scrying ritual has ceased.
I can't believe my find just fucking worked. I can't believe that worked.
I can't either. I thought we were about to, like, the siege was gonna start right now.
Nope, I actually just picked the right gods ahead of time. And this all came on because I was telling you, I was like, yeah, I wanted to tell you this earlier. These are gods I worship because, like, it makes sense.
Yeah, and you worship, and frankly, I thank you for actually saying that, because you were shooting yourself in the foot by saying you worshipped Gira with an Azamar of Gira right there. But,
I know it was, and I was like, oh.
But it paid off.
I shouldn't tell Dragon until after. But, like, it makes sense. I should have told him earlier, but I forgot. Because, like, I don't think about gods much in your campaign, because I play Haze. I was like, no, I should tell him. He would do the same if you're in my campaign.
Oh, of course. Alright, well, with that, what is y'all's, what is y'all's next plan of action? Sasha isn't really doing anything right now, and can be commanded to do, I mean, whatever. and the Grim Accord are off making some of their final preparations, but you could talk to Irie about things you want them to help you with.
I don't know. I personally don't have anything in mind. Split?
Sorry, what?
I mean, y'all have the rest of the day before you. It is approaching evening. Like, it's like 3 or 4 p.m. at this point. And Sasha...
Tomorrow is the last day we have to sell stuff, or is this a new day?
We're not at a new day yet. The next day...
He's finishing up selling stuff.
Well, no. Today is, like, y'all are running out of produce. Like, the third day...
Are we... What about magic items? Are you running out of those too?
Oh yeah, those sold out, like, instantly. Are you kidding me? Those are some of the
Okay.
first things to disappear. The only reason it took longer for the produce is because there was just more of it that you had. So, basically, you have the rest of this day. Squib is currently occupied with, setting a bunch of bombs in the military quarter. Cress is occupied doing his, Exodus campaign. Not even really a disinformation campaign. It's a correct information campaign of get the fuck out of the city or you're gonna die.
It's an information campaign.
Sasha isn't doing anything, and you have a 9th level wizard at your disposal that can be doing things. And you yourselves can do stuff. You can get the Grim Accord, because Irie and Athlonia will take over selling the last couple things, wrapping up their sort of area in the market district, and then making their way towards the inn. But if you need the orc or the gnolls help doing something... By the way, the gnoll still is a bunny.
I would like them to help Squib continue setting up stuff, and I'd like to point out where we think the net is. And be like, we need this area blown to bits. I'm going to cast anti-magic on it, and then blow everything up.
They can absolutely go do some more scouting.
Yeah. Like,
you do know, by the way, that building's a wizard tower. Not like a normal building.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
And I think that was also the dragon's nest as well, from what she scried.
My
silver
goal
dragon?
is...
Yes.
My goal is an anti-magic area plus a massive bomb. Sets of bombs to, like, bring it down. You know?
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So I'll give them a couple rolls. Thank goodness the gnoll is more perceptive than the orc. It'll take them a little bit to report back. You know, because it's a whole fucking city that they have to traverse. Actually, in the meantime, I just remembered a couple of things. Okay, I need... Let's see. Cress. I need him to roll also a stealth and a deception check.
Health and deception, oh lord. Okay.
From who?
From
Cress.
And I need Squib to roll a stealth and perception check.
Oh, I almost used mask stuff. I mean... NPC, no. Let's see.
I said deception, Jose. Not perception.
I thought you said perception. My bad. Oh, nice.
Squib?
Yeah, Squib needs stealth and perception. That's who needed stealth and perception.
Damn, he sucks at both of those, but he rolled good.
Yeah, rolled very well, and he needed it.
Stealth and perception? Where is his stealth? There it is. 27.
Thank God. Now roll a perception.
13.
Ooh. Okay. So... Do I just go ahead and tell you the result of this that you would technically be informed of, like, late in the night of the second day?
Yeah.
I think I do. Okay. So Cress comes back and reports to you, Rowena, that he managed to convince a lot of people to leave. Some people it was really easy, others it was really hard, but when they convinced them, a lot of other people sort of came with them. And they had a couple close calls with pirate lynching mobs. Like, they got grilled down by a couple of paladins.
Natural 20. Deception or disguise.
Helped by the 19 deception. But they also had a couple of close calls with some of these starving gulls that are around the city. Because a lot of these people are trying to pack up what little food they have and leave, and the gulls, as soon as they see food or blood, just descend in a frenzy. And he frankly had to use more magic to heal people and to kill gulls than to actually do anything else. Mask, when Squib reports, hold on, I need to actually pull out this stat block and do a couple of rolls real quick. Because he has a couple of he had an encounter with a couple of maw rats in an alleyway.
Oh.
And while he was sneaking by them, he stepped on one because he didn't notice it. And just for me, I want you to roll him 1 attack and 1 con save.
Got it.
And I'm gonna roll 1. Okay.
An attack. I don't have his attack. I just rolled the d20 and add his stuff. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Hold on, let me roll this real quick. Does a 16 hit his AC?
He is 15 without armor, and he would definitely have armor. So no.
Okay. So he manages to be very nimble, but this happens to him.
I was gonna say I would like to expend a resource that he is holding.
What resource are you holding?
A maw rat is trying to kill him.
Yes, a couple of maw rats jump him in an alley because he stepped on a pile of flesh that he thought was dead people, and it was actually a maw rat.
Are they like super tanky?
They have
Doesn't matter.
They have an AC of 15 and 60 hit points.
He would like to activate his bag of tricks.
What does the bag of tricks do?
It lets him summon stuff.
Like actual
He
combatants?
uses a bonus action to pull a fuzzy object from within the bag and throw it to 20 feet. When it lands, it transforms toward the creature you determine by rolling a d8 and consulting the table corresponding to the thing.
Alright, roll that d8.
Alright. And then I have to find out where the... Oh, God. This text does not look good. I'm going to roll a d8, and then I'm going to have to open an actual page, because when I dragged it on, it did not show well.
6 is a good number. Also, just curious, I'm gonna look myself. How much total HP does this little buddy have?
Not done his HP. You want to do it now?
Yeah, because 48 might be enough to kill him. Because he failed that con save.
The goal would have been to do this before the fight.
Yes.
Or before they got to him.
But it depends on
he has 5 levels, so it's 4d8.
48 plus, 9 because he has a 1 in con from the maxed out?
Yeah.
So 48.
29 plus whatever his base HP would be, which is another 9.
No, 9 was...
No.
I was saying that was the level 1, and then he would add 4 from his con mod, so... Okay, you really need to roll well on this bag, or this bag of tricks needs to be something good, because Squib might not come back.
A bag of tricks. Also, reaction, what is it called? For reduced damage.
That's true.
Because he's a rogue still. And he's a 5th level rogue, so he just has it.
Yeah, he just has it.
The answer is a giant boar appears.
Okay. I think that between this guy's higher AC and these things not being able to land 3 successful attacks, that he doesn't have to make that con save. because the boar is a meat, and frankly, these mall rats are way more interested in meat.
Yes.
So Squib comes back and tells you a horror story of how he stepped on a pile of just flesh that he thought was like decomposed bodies, and then it started to eat his legs. And as he ran away from it and threw the boar down, about 6 mall rats came out of this alley and not only bit into this thing, but bored into it and ate it from the inside. And he looks like actually bloodied because he did get nicked a couple of times because their individual attacks still do
Damage.
18 damage. Like it's 3d6 plus 6. They'd still do a decent chunk of damage. So like he looks bloody and fucked up, but he managed to get out and is like, this city's fucking crazy. All right. So that's his actions. So what do you, with them being taken care of, oh, I will just go ahead and say, since I skipped forward to there, eventually, Uldun comes back, and he will report that, like, there is an insane amount of magical defenses in that area, to the point where he, a person without magic, can feel it. And the actual druid was, like, noticing a lot of magical security systems, of which the druid really has no idea how to explain because it's of an arcane wizardly nature.
I'm gonna ask to see how the fuck we think we're gonna deal with all this. Fuck.
Although he will say, they saw a couple people just walk in and out of the front door. They will say that. Like, there was a front door that people walked in and out of. Like, normal, like, guards. So even with all these security systems, there is a door that works. Actually, hold on. Mask, give me an Arcana check. Hayes is your fucking mentor.
There's my Arcana.
21. You know this. It's what? Anti-magic field? That's what you have?
It's like a giant anti-magic area, yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough to disable this wizard tower. Like, Hayes has tons of protocols set up to where if somebody tries to do anti-magic on a tower, counter anti-magic goes out to cancel it, and then security systems immediately activate. And blowing up a wizard tower, that's basically impossible to do unless it's from the inside.
So we need to get inside and blow it up first.
Because the net goes in there. And you could just disable the thing that the net is connected to and dip out of, a dragon's lair.
Yeah. But we'd still need to destroy it in a way that you couldn't, repair it.
100%. But just, I don't think Mask thinks it would be feasible to blow it up. Because he knows Hayes' wizard tower, and this is another master enchanter wizard. So, this is some high-level mage nonsense. But still blowing up buildings in the surrounding area to cut off, strategic locations is something Squib has set up, and that will still provide immense value. Because then people won't be able to come in and, support that tower.
Yeah.
Actually, while y'all think of what potentially to do with your remaining people and time for the second day, I will be right back.
I guess we're going in. Huh.
I guess so. And we're pretty much just waiting on... Are we waiting for the mortars to go down and then setting off the explosives and moving in, or which are we going to do?
Supposedly we'll be doing them at the same time.
Okay. And are we waiting to do this under the cover of nightfall, or next morning? So I do know... So you said that Squiddy, he's bloodied right now.
He'll be fine by the time we need to do this.
A long rest restores all hit points.
Do we have time to rest, like, for a long while until night?
Oh, you will be able to get a long rest. But if you're saying until night, you could get, like, a short rest in, but I don't think you'll have expended a whole lot of resources.
Okay, so... Do you want to do it at night or next morning?
I asked Irene what she would prefer.
For what? Starting the siege?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She would prefer to be able to long rest and do it tomorrow because she has spent a lot of magic today, and so has the druid. So
yeah,
they would rather be at full resources.
Right.
But she does say, like, soon as dawn hits, I'm down to start the siege. So in this night, as y'all have probably packed up your merchant stuff and made your way to the fancy inn that you're staying at, what other plans or schemes? Sasha looks to you, Mask. I have time and magic, which is all a wizard needs.
Find me out everything I'll need to know. We know it's the tower. Find me out what things I can do. Divine stuff if you have to.
Understood. And they go into their room and start working.
Yeah. Because they are divination wizards, so scrying is not the only thing they can do.
Correct.
And fortune telling is quite useful. I tell them that they're coming with us to this dragon's lair. I need their... Dragon, I'm gonna need you to roll those 2d20 for
her. Wait, what do you mean?
Divination wizard level ability.
Oh, that? I did notice that you didn't have, like, anything on her sheet, so...
Yeah, it's the only mark that matters. Dragon.
Well, I need to know what her arcana is, if you're bringing her with.
Yes. The answer is it's expertise. And she probably has a 20, so... What is it?
So what would that make it, an 11? Yeah, that would make it an 11.
Yeah.
Because you have a... wait, or is level 9 PB a 4? This might be a 13 instead.
It would be a 13.
Okay.
Correct.
So it's a... We know the one thing we need to know from her.
Yeah.
And it's your lieutenant. You roll the d20s.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know if I was going to do that.
No, I'll let you.
Alright. Perfect.
What a good number. Although...
Such middling numbers.
Okay.
Or do I need to roll this the next day? Or does this count as me rolling this the next day?
I will let you choose, because I know what those dice are going to be used for if you want it to be today's portents.
Yeah, they'd probably be today's.
Okay. Then Sasha comes into Mask's room at like 11 o'clock midnight, real late, and informs you that the surviving wardens from the prison, and of course Cornelius and his wizard are in the city. And they have gathered at the Cathedral of Hate. They seem to be anticipating something. And the two wizards there definitely tried to scry on you. And were upset at your mental resilience. And they laugh, cackling at somebody being worse at scrying than her.
So they're mad that they couldn't scry on me because I'm actually quite resilient mentally.
Two high-level wizards tried to scry on y'all, and y'all... Rowena, you met the DC. And Mask barely passed, exceeded it. And then the second
Holy
one...
shit.
The DCs were 20 and 19.
And we beat both?
Yeah, and you beat both sets. So...
Damn, that is really good for us.
She's able to straight up tell you, we would have had to be fighting a... two high-level wizards, Cornelius, and a 18th level monk in the streets. If y'all had failed us, because they would have come to attack us.
So they're suspicious of me after what happened.
They hate you. They despise you. They.
Do they know it's me?
What do you mean? They know that Mask and Rowena blew up the prison and stole Cornelius' ship.
Oh, that part. Oh, you mean they were trying to scry us based on that?
Yeah, they're trying to find where you were. And if they had been able to determine that you were in the city, it would have been immediate violence.
Yeah.
Because, they can see the ship way out there. So they're like, okay, are they actually on that boat?
Yeah. But we are not weak-willed or weak-minded.
No, you are not. So, with that... because she was able to throw that 9 and 13 onto their saving throws, so that they failed.
Nice.
And now, if you wish to roll the 2d20 for the next day.
I pat her on the head.
Sparkly eyes.
Deadass. Oh, yes.
Another 13.
And a very spicy 4.
I was really hoping for a 1 and a 20, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I think we all were.
Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna play my Halfling Divination Wizard with the Lucky Feet, because fuck it. All the dice manipulation.
When you do, I want to play a rogue or a talent. Because think of a rogue with a port and wizard support.
I'm just thinking about a barbarian with a port and wizard support. Oh, you crit.
That too, but think of a fucking non-assassin rogue guarantee critting.
Oh yeah, nutty.
Especially in Dard setting.
Think about Frippy, assassin paladin, getting a guaranteed crit.
I actually don't know what level Frippy is in terms of what to what.
I think it's 3 and 6. I could be wrong. I really have no idea what he actually put.
Is he more paladin or more assassin?
Actually, he might be more assassin than paladin. I really don't know, frankly.
Frippy's weird.
Frippy is weird. An abomination. Anyway.
My bartender's unironically trying to murder him at some point.
Oh, I know. We know. But, with that, Rowena, is there any final tasks that Rowena wants to get up to in these evening hours?
I don't think so. She's gonna go ahead and check on Cress a little bit. And then she's probably just gonna head to bed herself.
Cress seems to just be indulging in the weed to forget that they couldn't see the stars. You're not sure how well it's working. Probably not very well, frankly. Because they just keep smoking. You just hear them mumbling as they're about to go to bed. No thoughts. No thoughts. Brain empty. No thoughts. No thoughts.
Oh yeah, they have to meditate.
I think the no thought thing isn't for the meditation.
Yeah. Alright. She's gonna leave him to it, and she'll be going to bed with Aurelia then.
All right. Night falls. And much happens in the city. Well, you know, because it's a city under siege. People die in alleyways to maw rats. The starving gulls slumber, and the pirate lynch mobs do not rest as their torches blaze in the night sky, hunting even now for pirates that have slipped in. Little do they know, they're all failing in their jobs.
Yes, horribly.
Is it somewhat like kind of this whole Salem witch trial thing, where if they even suspect that you're a pirate, you're just lynched? Or like if people like really sincerely hate each other, they can just be like, "Hey, my neighbor's a pirate, get him." And then, like, is that happening too in this town?
Sort of. It's also a lot of, how fucking dare you accuse me of being a pirate, and then they attack them. There is a lot of frenzy, like, just in this town. So people are lashing out constantly. Because, like, half the time it's like, "You're a pirate." "No, I'm not a pirate." And then they get lynched anyway. Or, you know, like I said, like, "You're a pirate, and how dare you call me a pirate?" And then they start lynching that person for daring to accuse them to call them a pirate. It's a mess. It's just an utter mess.
Yeesh.
And, like, I mean, it's like I said with the comparison of Yharnam and Bloodborne. That's what it is like. There are just people in the streets with tools and torches. There are piles of bodies with stakes showing other bodies on top of them. These altars of hate throughout the city, getting more and more rancid, and more bodies on them every single day.
Have I been to Yharnam? I don't remember it.
Yharnam was the first area in Bloodborne. The
one that you have to go deliver the letter to her father or something?
That is
big
one,
castle area?
That's... No, maybe? No. Bloodborne, the Bloodborne intro area is the very, like, Victorian Gothic architecture.
Oh, Bloodborne! I don't know why I got that mixed up with Elden Ring. Damn, I never played Bloodborne, sadly.
Yeah, if you just look up, like, any of that, and you'll see immediately what I mean by, like, the bodies in the street and shit. It's,
Okay.
But that's, like, that specifically, that description is very much the religious quarter. It's 100% what's happening there. Although it is spread through other portions of the city slightly. With this, dawn of the third day rises. And you are woken up by messages. Rowena, you wake up to a message from Nihilus saying, Warsh was attacked by a actual, like, fleet. And he had to, like, he is broken and bloodied right now, and he is retreating. Because whatever ships they will send now, like, they will destroy him, and it's not going to be good. Warsh is, like, super fucked up. And so he's full retreating to Bloodbath Bay.
Is he asking for Hayes' help?
You know what? I'm gonna flavor it like this. He calls in the one favor he had from Hayes with what, you know, because he likes to fuck up the dwarves at request of Hayes, and also personal beef. He's like, "Hayes, I need you to teleport me the fuck out of here right now!" And, like, his whole ship. Like, and so you teleport his ship back to Bloodbath Bay. Because, like, and he will, like, because you were, you know, scrying, and you saw, there was legitimately, like, 30 dwarven ships. And he was killing a lot of them. That hull-breaking vessel he has is real good at just ramming into a dwarven vessel and cleaving it clean in half and keep going.
You know the Overlord scene with Gazef and Ainz first time?
Yes.
Right. Just that, but it's a bomb in his place.
Wait, do you actually straight up use a lot of your power to blow up that fleet?
I blow it up, yeah.
Okay, noted.
And he's like, fuck y'all! I hate you!
Hold on, I need to note that this is the first directly active hostile act that Hayes has made towards the wall.
In a long time.
Not read out by Hayes.
Didn't Hayes come from the wall, though?
She helped found it.
Oh.
They don't like me anymore.
Oh.
After I shot Sega out of a cannon into a volcano.
Oh. Why did that happen?
She put an extra 0 and didn't mean to. Also because I needed Dart to be in a volcano.
I miscalculated.
Sorry, this is just something very important to note down that I'll need to get to that after this adventure. Okay.
Wait, do they know it's me?
Like,
how many people could teleport a fleet out and then...
There is only one wizard the wall knows of that has the ability to teleport an entire flagship of people out and then subsequently blow up an entire heavily magically fortified fleet.
Fair enough.
It's Hayes.
Well, not maybe the entire fleet, but more of like leaving a bomb to stop them from...
Regardless,
Oh,
a bomb
I was
that can
gonna
destroy it, even one or more than one dwarven ship entirely, that's something that Hayes would have to do.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, though, if the entire fleet just went up and there were just no survivors, would they even know what happened?
Yes, because active communication, if communication suddenly ceases, divination wizards scry on the location, they see the carnage. Not getting reports from somebody is just as much information as getting active information from them. And
would Hayes be able to, instead of like a bomb, just leave a force wall to stop them from going further? Less hostile, still fuck you.
You know what? Sure, I'll, and that will not make this a direct hostile aggression that costs dwarven lives.
And this is one of those, sorry guys, but I owe this guy a favor. Because that's more accurate for what Hayes would do.
Yeah.
Because
also, it would have taken way too many resources to actually blow up the fleet.
Yeah. Well, here's a wall. Please stop going forwards.
Okay. But with that, Nyla says, like, yeah, by the end of this, in a couple of days, there's going to be a dwarven fleet on Maritka's doorstep, because the merchants of Maritka have cashed in every single favor they have, and an actual proper adamantine fleet is on the way. And, like, this is basically the word from Nihilus is like, you need to drop the net today. Because we need to bomb the city today and get the fuck out of here.
And unless the pirates want to owe Hayes a lot of favors.
Which they're not keen on, because they already owe you too much.
Exactly.
Alright, then we better get moving.
By the way, Hayes does get, like, a small text message from Willie being like, yo, could you not squish a bunch of my man-of-wars next time you teleport a ship in? He summoned a bunch of jellyfish and blood sharks to defend Bloodbath Bay while everybody else is gone, and he squished a few by teleporting his flagship back in.
Aww.
He sends some a smiley face winking emoji.
Willie on his submarine. Of course, this is all I ever get back from her. It's either bring me diamonds, bring me kraken blood. Fucking can't even not squish them onto my jellyfish. Alright, boys. Where's the cocaine?
Where's the cocaine and hookers?
But yeah, so he got teleported out, so yeah, that is now a big problem. Hold on. Now I need to make a little little notational thing here. Third and the final day. So. With that, dawn rises, you receive this message about Warsh being injured and Hay is having to intervene. The Grim Accord reports to you and is like, we're ready to go. And basically your lieutenants look to you and say, what's the final orders?
Tonight, some of us may die. Tonight, we fight for glory, chaos, and murder. We get revenge for all of the fallen pirates. We gain our freedom of the seas. Tonight, we take down the net. Or sorry, today we take down the net, because we're doing this in the morning.
Well, I mean, you can do it, like, you can start it whenever you want, let me be clear. You could do final preparations throughout the morning and then start it in the afternoon or night. But just so long as the siege starts today.
I want to do it in that very awkward hour right before shift so that the people coming in are really, like, kind of like the,
They're groggy.
And the people who are leaving are like, finally.
The biggest asshole.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
And then Rowena steps up and adds to what Mass says. Fight with chaos, but do not fight with hatred. We don't want to give that angel any more power than it already has.
Popping out of the box, Timothy says, then we'll fight with insanity!
Oh yes, Timmy, come here.
Rattles over to you.
I started putting him back together.
I just imagine this like skull hopping over towards him.
Actually, it was basically a skull that was held up by like what's the names of your two leg bones? I'm forgetting them. Is it just
your
like
tibia
bones?
and your fibula or whatever?
He's just literally a skeleton skull supported by a leg who rattles over.
Oh my god.
So you reconstruct good old Timmy?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I might go ahead. I was about to say I think I have a cloak. Yeah, I do have a cloak here. Would you like to put it around him? That way he's a little bit more hidden.
Don't worry, I can do this! Turns invisible.
I was saying, he has greater invisibility, he'll be fine.
You hear invisible xylophone noises.
We need to choose which ones are coming with us and which ones are helping. Or do you all wish to come with us?
Well, I'm going where you tell me, boss, says Timmy. And Sasha says, you said you needed me for the tower.
I do. You're going with me, Sasha. Squib, do you think you can survive this, or would you rather...
Well, it depends on if you want me to plant a couple more bombs, boss.
Squib, I want you to plant some bombs and blow up the ones you got.
Do I have permission to get the fuck out of this city as fast as possible as soon as I blow up the bombs?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. There's just like the little like holes in the side of a squid head that are like how they breathe. Like those sort of like flutter like, oh, thank goodness. That's some relief.
Mask throws him some civilian clothes and goes, act like you're a civilian and run.
Will do.
And then Mask takes some of the items he had. He lets Squib. What does Squib think he needs? He's not keeping the immovable rod. Squib can take the bag of tricks as it's his way out, right? Mm-hmm. He does not get to keep the chime of opening. I'm not going to transfer all these items over to Mask's sheet because that would take too long. I'm just going to get rid of I'm going to mark the ones he doesn't have anymore.
Okay.
Just to save myself time, because obviously this would take way too long.
I mean, it's your sheet. You figure out how you want to organize it. I'm not keeping track of most of what you're saying. Yep, he's moving items around. Got it.
All right, so Squib can keep the bag of tricks, basically.
All right.
And does he want to keep the ever-smoking bottle? No, we need it.
Squib will ask, do you want me setting off the bombs to be the signal?
For us to start? Yes.
I mean, I don't think there's a better way for multiple groups throughout the city to be able to know that the siege is starting than, you know, it makes an explosion noise and, like, gestures.
Set off the ones farthest from the military district. To, you know, draw everyone away from the military district. Yeah. All right.
That's noted down.
And I tell Sasha and inform Flood of what our plans are.
She knows. Cressalon? I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
Oh, Cressalor.
Cressalor. It's Umbralon and Cressalor. There we go.
Yeah.
Cressalor steps up. Well, boss, you want me to try to get a few more people out? Or, well, what do you want me to do, I guess? Am I coming with, or am I doing something else?
Well, I think you've done a good job getting people out. We've done all we can right now. Would you like to come with? Or do you want to get out along with Squid?
Above game, they're following you. They will do your orders. So if you want them to get out, like Squib specifically asked because he's a squishy little rogue, and like in a siege, a rogue's purpose is what this rogue is doing: sabotage and then getting out.
He is not an assassin rogue. He is a thief. His goal is completed, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Squib simply is getting out because he is a level 5 rogue, and once the Hellfire Mortars start bombing the city, he wants to be out. Especially with Flood being here. Yeah, he is like, I'm not going to survive the chaos. Not even with Uncanny Dodge. I need to get out. And he can get out very quickly because he's a thief.
Oh, gotcha.
So
okay, well,
that was just specifically with him. Cress is a caster, though. He has magic. So what do you want Cress to be doing? Because they are a Stars Druid, so they can do support stuff.
Okay. I tell Cress to get ready to be a really good support. We're probably going to be dealing with dragons and divinity pretty soon. So I know for a fact on his sheet he has protection from good and evil, and he has various spells that would be really useful. And, of course, pass without a trace, so he could use that on us as we go to move in. And then go to take down the net. So
you want me with you, boss?
Yeah. I know you can handle it yourself.
All right, then, Captain, and I give a salute.
I salute back. All right, our preparations done?
Are there any other lieutenants that y'all have with you? Hold on.
Oh.
Sasha's going with the party. They're at the ship normally. Squib is going to dip out once he blows the bombs. Guarding ship.
I am very curious because no one has heard from Steve in a while.
Nobody's like you actually get another message. Rowena, we still haven't heard from Steve. Like, there's nothing else that important that's going on, but we still haven't heard from Steve, and that's making all of us nervous.
Rowena just kind of like lets out a sigh and verbally, not in the sending stone, says, "Steve, come here, please."
His head pops out of a plank from below. You rang.
God damn it, Steve, I knew it.
Oh no, I just got here.
Mm-hmm.
What, do you think me a liar?
Yes.
Good! Points at you, Mask.
Constantly, every time you talk to me, no matter what.
Alright, what are you doing here? Fess up.
I'm here because you called me.
Mm-hmm.
What? My duties were for the ship. I was doing recon and informing other pirates. King was informed.
Yes. He was informed that you've been away for a while, and no one could seem to find you.
Well, I mean, my speciality is being hidden, Captain. Did you need my assistance? This town reeks of divinity.
Okay, I will give you one job, and one job only.
He scrambles out of the floor and looks at you patiently.
But you're to stay behind us and not do anything to compromise our position. There is an angel, and this is why I had you get that arrow for us. Thank you, by the way. We might need some help dealing with it, should it cause issue.
You want to send the cleric to go deal with the angel? How exciting.
Yes, but make sure you stick by us at all times. If the angel should cause problems, then we'll deal with that accordingly. Understood?
Of course, Captain.
If I suspect that you're up to anything, I will send you straight back to the ship. Understood?
My captain, and they do a flourished bow. I am where you need me to be. I am where you want me to be.
I'm very confused. Why are we still caught up in trying to do something with the church?
Well, no, it's just that thing has been patrolling, and if it does present a problem, it can cause us
I want to clarify
issues
before we go in. Our goal is to get the net, then make sure we disable the rest of the mortars.
Yes, I'm aware, and that angel has been moving around the town, like the entire area of Maritka, making rounds.
I'm just making sure we are on the same page.
Yeah, so if we're going to the mortars and the angel comes up behind us from the church, that is at that point I will have the cleric turn and direct his attentions towards the angel. Okay. And then we're still working on the mortars.
On where the thing was, so I'm just making sure there wasn't any.
Yeah, and I'm explaining to you now, so there you go.
I will remind you, my lady, I'm not the only one who's been disappeared. No one's seen Redbeard in 3 days.
Yes, I figured he was possibly coming here. I knew he had something to do with the church, but...
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel the hatred brewing, and I can feel the divine ritual happening underneath that cathedral. Ooh, it's so delicious.
All right, Steve, stop having an orgasm over there.
No!
Wait, hold on. What divine ritual?
Oh, what else did you think was going on under there? No one's gone in or out of that church, mostly. Oh, outside of a couple of stray souls, the ones allowed to leave. There's something brewing.
Lord.
If you deem it so, I could go investigate it for you. After all, divinity is my speciality.
I really wouldn't like you to go by yourself, but...
Oh, please, I just got into the city by popping in because you called me. I can get to where I need to be.
Kind of look over a mask.
I have a great idea, Steve. Go deal with the entire church by yourself.
Will do! Begins walking out of the door.
You got this. Either he
stops for a moment, turns back. Do I have your approval, Captain?
Yes, good luck, Steve. Would you like that the arrow of angel slaying?
Unless you plan on giving it to that funny little orc man. The orc in the room is like,
The orc wants it.
Well, I mean, he doesn't like being called the funny little orc man because he's, twice the size of Steve.
See, side note, here's my thought process. Either Steve dies, and I don't have to deal with Steve anymore, or he succeeds. Either way is a good idea for me, Dragon.
Alright. Well...
I'd like the orc to keep it if he's going to come with us. But
yeah.
No, I think the orc's going by himself, right?
Well, hold on, because my other my other option is I have oath bow. So I'm kind of very equipped to shoot it if necessary.
Yes. What's your dexterity, though?
I think you should have it, frankly.
Yeah, that was my plan. If he's being sent in there by himself, you should probably have a little more protection. But then again, he is Steve.
Yeah, if you specifically wanted the orc assassin to try and like one-shot the angel, because you know he has assassinate, and with an angel of arrow slaying and 10d6 sneak attack, that's gonna be a lot of fucking damage hitting that angel at once. Especially when you combine it with Death Strike. So, if you want to one-shot an angel, he's the man to give it to. But if you want to be the one to use it, you gotta do that. Also, the assassin is technically supposed to go with the others, and so he would have to divert to try and shoot that and then reconvene with his other people.
Yeah, I don't think that's wise to split him up. I'll just hang on to the arrow and let Steve do his thing. Because it wouldn't be wise to, like, split our forces. And and she kind of says this a little bit louder. I'm sure Steve is perfectly capable. I believe in you.
Cut to Steve skipping down the streets, sees a random civilian. Hello! Marrow spine whips them, getting a pirate mob lynching on it. Says, ooh, it disappears off, causing chaos in the city.
I probably should have told them to be stealthy about it, but
Nope.
it's okay. It's fine. Let's just go. Let's just go.
I don't want him to be stealthy about it. He causes more problems that for them than us right now. So more distractions.
Yeah. I hope he'll be all right.
Rowena, you swear you hear him skipping down the street and saying, "Redbeard, oh Redbeard, where are you? I go looking," and like continues just to sing some stupid ditty and rhyming with rhymes with like hatred and cathedrals and Redbeard and other shit like that. I'm not gonna.
Oh man, she's pointing at him with the sending stone and saying, "Make sure you get Redbeard out alive if he shows up."
Will do.
Completely alive, not necromantically rewoken or some shit.
Excuse me, Captain. You dare insult me. I do not raise the dead like some filthy necromancer. I am a cleric. Kills an innocent.
Okay. not possessed either.
You don't get any responses. If you try to send again, it's just like beep, beep, beep. Sending stone not working.
I don't want any possession, Steve! And she kind of just shoves it back in her pocket. God damn it. Actually, at this point, she probably says, "Flicks, damn it," out of spite. Alright, let's just continue on with our mission.
Ari looks to y'all. That's a funny little man you got in your crew.
We have a lot of funny little people.
Yeah.
Mask says in a very ironic tone, looking at what he was when he freed Irene.
Irene nods, sagely. Well then, shall we go get into position?
Mask is also saying that while staring at the important goblin, basically, and is like, "Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of weird little funny people, huh? Somewhere in the world, you just hear, "Don't treat, can't treat!"
No, we need to wait 1,000 years as the narrator bonks them back down.
They tried to appear from the shadows.
Celibus just desperately trying to keep a leash on you two.
Celery, no, let us out, Papa!
Oh my god.
Please!
Oh, that game's gonna be a trial for me.
And then going to be pure chaotic joy for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be madness. Anyway, with the dawn rising, does everybody begin to scatter and go where they need to? Squib going to put his last few bombs, the Grimaccord going towards one of the mortar towers, and y'all heading towards the military district where you know the net is. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Which has his orders.
All right. So what is y'all's plan of approach? I will note at this point for your for Cress, you can do you have his spell point amount active or not, Jose? Because
For Cress?
Yeah, because he has limited resources as a caster, and so it's actually going to be important to keep track of that. Because I'm assuming that you're going to want to have him cast Pass Without Trace at least once or twice as you get towards that part of the city.
Yes, I was gonna say we're probably gonna wait until we get extremely close to cast it once. Because we wouldn't need it for too long, I want to say. But let me see. He would have... What is this? Okay. There's that. I'm just going to mark some of the useful spells that I think he'd be using. Trees. Fine traps.
While Jose is doing that, Split, any other final preparations for mask or orders for lieutenants?
Why won't you love me, celery, Papa? But Papa, I bought you celery. Celery, Celovis, unaware of how Catrick keeps finding celery in hell. Like how?
Okay.
How are you doing this?
Those spells right there. The ones that I've highlighted with red.
I would like to point out I am only bringing Sasha for her important, and past that she's only using spells to keep herself alive.
Oh, she's invisible the entire walk forwards.
Yeah, I do not expect her, and the first second she feels a danger, she is free to leave.
She's got shit like counterspell, dispel magic, greater invisibility, probably shit like dimension door.
Her goal is to use portent when it is necessary and then fucking get out. Once her portents are done, she is free to leave.
And they are more than happy to get the fuck out of a city that is going to be besieged.
Once he has Mask has said that, he hands Sasha a gift, which is an old mask of his that would fit her, and goes, "This shall block your eyes, if you need it." And pats her head.
I need my eyes to see, Mask. I do not care if the world gazes into it. This town burns today.
Indeed. Just make sure you don't lose those eyes.
I won't. But I need to go pet the doggy first, and they go invisible, and you know they're gonna go try and pet Flood.
Oh.
Good luck, soldier.
A little something for... Oh, fuck. Why does this mimic keep trying to eat it? Oh no. Hold on. Flood, what are you gonna do? Oh, this is what you're gonna do. Sasha tries to give scritches, and everybody just sees the dog's head just turn and look at nothing. And then what you see if you remove invisibility is Sasha going and running the fuck away back to y'all.
God,
27 intimidation. Let's fucking go! That's an elder dragon. Anyway, so do y'all begin to make your way towards the military district, the building of which you know holds the net?
yes.
All right. Roll me stealth checks for you and your compatriots that have stat blocks. I'll go ahead and take care of Timmy, so don't worry about him, Split. Because, I mean, he's invisible and 18 stealth. Yeah, he has a 43 on his stealth check because of Pass Without Trace. And... Ooh, Sasha gets advantage. Oh, okay, Sasha's is glad that there's a Pass Without Trace.
Alright, so we all gotta roll stealth.
All right, one sec.
Indeed, you diddly do.
Um, 41.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
you are a wraith in the night.
Actually, more importantly, who just wants to get into my, my thing?
Sasha raises a hand.
Alright, get in.
Just throws herself in. Now I don't have to waste spell slots.
You're welcome.
24, technically, because of Pass Without Trace. And then...
23. And then, let's see. I need one for Crest, the man himself. And then Steve's fine, right? Or do I need to do that for him going into the...
Hold on.
Wait, did I say Pancake
fine.
was with us? I think Pancake is on the ship, right?
Pancake is guarding the ship, yes.
Yeah.
Fine.
I think it was only Squib and Sasha, right? That I brought?
Yes, those were the only two of your lieutenants that you brought.
Good.
There we go.
So he has a 25. So, basically, I have to hit a 23 to notice even the least stealthiest member. Come on. That's a 1 on the die. Yeah, you are not noticed on your way throughout the city.
Nice.
Give me one final stealth roll for Squib.
A stealth roll for Squib.
Yep. He is good at doing one thing. Sneaking around. And he does it real well. So he will succeed. So, y'all get in position, are y'all on the rooftops, the streets? What is your, once you get within, 200 or 300 feet of the building that you know the net is in?
I think we need to just be stealthy and go to the door, right? The answer is the Wizard Tower probably has easy ways to see on top of roofs nearby, so probably ground level.
Alright. So you approach on street level. Thankfully, because y'all have such nutty fucking stealth checks, and Timothy watching over you, the only Maw Rats that had a chance of even attacking you, you see this, lump on a wall lunge out towards you, Mask, and then it's just skewered into the wall by Timothy, who just says, "You're welcome, boss."
Thanks, bud.
By the way, what you need me to do, boss?
You're asking with proficiency?
Yeah.
I'm glad that's what the name of it is.
It's another name of the ability. What you need me to do, boss? Oh, I mean, you can also save it because that activates whenever you need it to. So
I'll tell you in a bit.
All right, I got you. I'm sitting here and ready. And he goes back invisible because he has invisibility at will.
Perfect.
Love Timothy. Timothy's great.
Yeah.
So as y'all approach and you await those tense few minutes, and then the first explosion is heard. There is chaos immediately. More explosions go off in the distance. Some are in the port, some are in the market area, a lot are in the religious center. And bombs just start going off all throughout the city. Quickly, the city begins to respond. What few forces that were here and hesitated to go and respond, pretty much immediately are sent out. The few that managed to go are quickly trapped by the explosives that then go off in the military section.
Perfect.
And as y'all begin to approach the Wizard Tower, I just want to lay it out flat. We have been playing for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do we want to stop here? I don't want to go a single second further if we think we want another session and y'all want to stop soon. Because Shit's about to get real funky real quickly.
I honestly am down to keep going. What about you?
It is 7:48 and I have stuff to do tomorrow. Sadly.
An utter tragedy.
Yeah.
Truly.
But we will start the next session with the beginning of the siege. So, with that, before I cut off the stream, is there any final things you'd like to say to the audience of a couple of people? Or the infinity of the internet that awaits this to be watched, when I post it on my YouTube.
Fuck you, chat.
Fuck you, chat.
With the final fuck you, chat, I say skål and drink fuckers.
Go.
So with that, goodbye!